the way that you ladies are saying, I just want to be called, thank you, we need 4K, I want to be called female, nobody's taking that away from y'all. Bitch, you could be called foot or chair or stool. Just like a trans person could be called he, she, they, them, is. There's so many fucking pronouns. I don't give a fuck about being called all that. What I think people need to understand here, the principle is a lot of people think that these terms are being made to take away, to strip back. And the argument that a lot of y'all are using to say, well, this identifies me as a woman is not valid. And that is my opinion, because there's so many actual factual things in terms of chromosomes, genetic makeup, and things that are in the body that would make you say otherwise. A lot of y'all's jaws just dropped learning that there's fucking ladies who walk out there on the street that have the genetic makeup of a man, that had to get breast implants, had to get their had to get a vagina made because they came out with the fucking dick. There's so many things that are in this world that are progressive. There's people who are born with both. And I think that's what you guys have to understand, or I'm trying to get people to understand, is I'm not taking away, and you guys ladies and gentlemen, keep going back to the, I don't want to be called, I don't want to be called. Hell no, you shouldn't be called nothing you don't want to be called. And also, if somebody's calling you that, don't gag when you calling the trans goers niggas and bitches. That's not what I'm taking away. I think the conversation I'm trying to have with y'all here is the principle of why these things were made, not for division. That's just stand a little and have a conversation with.
Hey, what's up, Zeus? So the thing is that first and foremost, I would never go ahead and disrespect a trans person and call them out their pronouns. The thing is that I respect them, I respect their pronouns, but the problem is, because I actually respect their pronouns, it doesn't give them the actual right to go ahead and change mine.
Okay, but my love, those, your pronouns are what you identify as. So what we're saying is the cisgender thing is just another term, same as the pronouns you have been using, which is female.
Okay, so this is all right. It's a little complex, but the thing is that all right, boom. With race, right? We've gone through a whole bunch of names, from colored to Negro to Negroid to African American. The thing is that we had other people classify us, right? What they think that we are. This is the same thing. And the
But
problem is, why can't we, as women, tell people what we want to be called as? What's the problem with that?
you can. But I think there's, I don't know. I don't know what the connect is that's missing here, Goody. But
Mm-hmm.
you guys are focused on a word that means something to you. But progressively, the world has made another word that means the same
But I totally
thing.
understand that, Zeus. But the thing is that I respect the progressiveness with what they want to be called, but just respect what I want to be called.
And that's fine, and that's fine, and that's fine. But
And that's it.
I'm not taking away from that. But I just think that I just trying to get people to understand that this, it's those words that you want to be called are the same words that you are being called. It's just that's a different term for the
No,
same,
I'm being called cisgender.
which means female, which means born
With
woman.
no. If you actually understand the terms of cisgender, it actually goes way back. The actual term means on the other side of. Look it up.
Yeah, but it's
That's what it actually means. On the other side of.
okay. It's still,
On the
but
other side of what?
is it you're on the other side of a male?
No, I'm not on the other side of anything. I'm a woman. And if you don't want to call me, if you want to call me cisgender, okay, don't call me a female instead of a cisgender. I'll respect that.
I but my love, what I'm trying to say to you, Goody, is those two things are the same exact thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, okay. So what do you feel like cisgender? Let me just ask you this then. What do you feel like cisgender woman means then?
Okay, one, I
If it's
just
on the other side
explained
of
it to
male,
you.
what does a cisgender,
No. It's not on the other side of male. What cis actually means is on the other side of. It is not on the other side of male or on the side of female, because there's cis men and cis women.
Yes. Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I don't want that prefix. I didn't ask for it. You want me to go ahead and use your pronouns correctly? Use my pronouns correctly. I don't want it. I never asked for it.
Okay. Okay, love. Okay. All right. Thank you. Ooh, she just made y'all lose like 5 points. I'm sorry. We was all together, child. But sister, they just turned to you. They said, "Girl, you got to get off stage." We all in the conference room, but they said somebody threw a shoe like, "Girl, sit down." You
Yeah,
fuck.
no, I just lost maybe like 20 brain cells. But anyways, Zeus, I just want to say it's very simple. I don't even know why people are arguing. Respect a trans woman as a woman if that's what she likes to be called. You want to be called woman, cis means woman. I don't understand. They're not saying like man, woman. Like, I just don't understand. But that's all. I love you.
We need 4K, y'all. We need 4K.
Did you sweat your fucking bangs off? All I gotta say is to the person before this last person, boo, and um, and the fuck. If this shit wasn't making so much money, I mean the LGBTQ, whatever the fucking terminology, if it hadn't started making so much money, people wouldn't even be looking at the gay community like that anymore because it's making so much money. And then, like people are saying, stay informed because Jess just opened her fucking mouth about a video that was cut up and made to say what it would say. Just hilarious opened her mouth without seeing the whole complete video. It was a whole complete video that she did not see, that she said something about. So people get informed because Just Hilarious just canceled her fucking self.
Yes, this is for anybody. We need 4K. We need 4K. Yes, this is open. Go ahead.
First of all, before I say what I have to say, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, love. How are you? Thank you, Jimmy.
I'm doing well. So I've been, paying attention to the struggle of the LGBTQ community. I don't mind personally being called cis female, um, because, that just means I was born female. Cis males are born males. There is nothing wrong with that term. I see nothing wrong with it. There are other terms that bug me more than cisgender. The main one that bugs me, I was diagnosed at a young age with a learning disability, and the one thing that I don't like being called, or the word I don't like hearing, is retarded or retard. I hate that word more than anything. That is a word that no one likes.
Well, you know they've gotten rid of that word now.
Yes, but some people still do use it when they refer to someone that has a learning disorder. And it's just like when people use derogatory terms toward anyone in any type of community that lives any type of lifestyle. And that's all I had to say. Also, I love your makeup. It is amazing.
Um, I see some of you guys in the comments saying, "Don't call me cisgender. I'm a real woman." I'm going to pose this question to y'all because the term was made to identify you as a real or biological or born as woman. So I'm still asking the question to you ladies and gentlemen who come up. And you guys keep coming up. No, it was not made. Well, you can't say it was made. Okay, pause. Sorry. You can't say a term was made, my love, because everything was made. Female is a term that was made. Male is the term that was made. Red is the term that was made. Blue is the term that was made. This being called the hand is a term that was made. So that's not a good viewpoint. You women and you guys keep coming up to the live, and I love y'all down, but y'all keep saying the same thing, which is not pinpointing my question that I have to y'all, which is, I don't like to be called that. I don't want to be called that. Got it. Understood. You want to be called a real biological woman. I understand. That's fine. You like that term better than the other term. But I'm asking you why, if it's the same exact definition. And if you shouldn't need a validation of what you are, then why do you need to be called a woman? See, I'm just confused as what y'all are saying, because you're saying I don't need validation and I don't need that term, but you need the term female. You need the term natural or biological woman. So you're saying you don't need that term, but you need another term. Why? It's the same. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. I do need validation. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Why do you need to be called a woman? Why do you need to be called a female? Why do you need to be called shit? Why do you need to be called trans? If I see a trans woman, I'm gonna just say that's a woman. Why do we need to go through these layers and stuff like that? So I'm really asking you, because I have a lot of biological women in here who were born at birth as female, identifying to themselves. I'm truly trying to ask you guys, and I'm truly trying to understand what is the issue with if someone, and it's not someone, you guys, I think what's wrong with a lot of you females who are coming up here is you guys are coming from the perspective of, if you call me that and I say don't call me that and you keep calling me that, then I'm gonna walk away or I feel disrespected. Got it. If you don't like being called that, got it. But what I'm trying to understand is now knowing that that term literally means biological, born at birth, identifier as what you want to be called, which is a woman at birth, or biological or real woman. Now that you know that that is another word tacked onto biological, natural woman, real woman, woman born at birth, cis, what's the issue?
Okay, so I think that like the issue is I just had to look it up too because I was like I don't like that
No,
because
fine,
to
yes.
me I've come across this app. I've come and it's the worst example ever, but the only time I really come into contact with trans women is on this app for real, you know, because I've been around trans men in my real life, but as trans women I don't, and they come off as aggressive. They don't represent women at all, like in a proper like as far as
Now
etiquette
this
wise.
now say, make sure you love, you say my experience with. Just say my
Yes,
experience.
my
Okay.
experience. Yes, my experience with trans women on across this app. Some of them come off as very ladylike, but a lot of them come off as aggressive and like I just like you can't put us in the same category. So I came into this like irritated with the cisgender, whatever like term or whatever, but it does need to be a separation because we are not the same. They don't hold themselves up. They don't like if we all were under the umbrella of just women without classifying cisgender versus trans women, then it'd be a hot fucking mess because they do not do a good job. It's dicks falling from under skirts, twerking and all type of shit. Like
Well,
people
can I
sound got
can I can I
lawnmowers in their
can
throat
I ask you something,
and you a
honey?
woman the same as me. No, we can't
Can
we
I
can't
ask
even sit
can I
together. So I would accept cis
can I
now.
ask you can I ask you something? You said you will or won't.
I will. I'll accept it now. But I
Well,
came into when I first got into this box, I was about to be like, no, fuck no.
well, now and then
But then I looked it up.
you educated yourself, and you were like, okay, now I get it, blah blah blah, and I get that, and I respect that. Whether you accept it or not, thank you for educating yourself, and I commend you to that. But I want to point something out to you, honey. Honey, do you have a job?
Yes,
Are you educated?
yes.
There's black women out there who look like you, who don't have a job, who aren't educated, who rob stores, who are ghetto, who have millions of baby daddies, who live with their mama and daddy. If I looked at all of them because they look just like you and said they're all the same girl, I don't give a fuck if she got a job, that's bad representation. That would be called stereotyping. And that is what you just did with the trans woman, because you have taken your personal experience and said, that's what I've seen on this app, so they're not good representation. So there needs to be a separation. But we can't do that because that's not fair to everyone. Just like you as a black beautiful queen should not be categorized because there's other black beautiful queens who are doing the complete opposite of what you're doing.
I guess it's still the lawnmower throat thing for me. Sometimes it be throwing me off.
I get it, baby. I get it. And you said the dick's falling out of skirts.
I was thinking about JBs and then when I used to be
Oh, girl,
twerking
get
shit.
down. Thank you, baby. Thank you. But I appreciate her coming up and her being raw, because that is the reality. If you come, I'm gonna add y'all up. If y'all come on this app, and no shade to her, I'm with a lot of y'all on this. Bitch, I'm sick of the fucking pronouns. Bitch, I don't want to be called all this. I don't want to be called all that. But I have come from a livelihood where I used to be very racist and discriminatory against people that were not, who didn't look like me. And baby, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. But bitch, I used to be thinking the white man and the whatever, no matter who the fuck they was, and the Spanish bitch, they was all Mexicans and wetbacks and horrible bitch. I came on this app, and if I'm not mad at her, I'm not mad at her for her perspective, because if you have never experienced or come into interaction with trans women or men, and you get on this app and you see the JBs and you see the motherfucking the gays and you see all the girls acting like that, and that's what you see on here, that's what you're gonna think. That's what you're gonna think. You're gonna think they like that, because bitch, half of them be acting like that. A lot of them do, no shade. That's this app, but that's not the world. But that's why we're having these conversations, because I'm really trying to figure out the divide between transgender woman and the cisgender and biological, and why there has to be one. Because honestly, we haven't even gotten to transgender and biological woman, because the reality of it is a lot of transgender women are trying to embody or give off the essence of a woman that was naturally born that way with whatever parts that they see. And somehow in the waters, I think what happened on both sides is transgender women started throwing in the face of biological and natural born women that, oh, I can get y'all's niggas. I don't give a fuck. I look better than you. I blah, 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 blah. I don't got what you got, but bitch, I'm still pulling. And then I think on the flip side, biological women started throwing in motherfucking transgender. Oh, you'll never be me, blah, 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 blah. And then the waters just became mucky on both sides.
But Zeus, like that last girl. I'm sorry. Like this whole app is not a good representation of any of our fucking groups, our
Any
culture.
straight, gay,
None of
lesbian,
us,
any of them.
all of
Yeah.
us is fucked up. It's no shade. Like I don't understand how you can come up here and say that. Oh, you never been exposed to trans women, and therefore you took the trans women that you saw from this app as like
She's
those
agreeing
how
with you.
all
She's
trans
agreeing
women
with you. She
act.
said that's true. She said that's true.
Like it's not like this app is not a good representation of anybody. I just feel like sometimes these people is like taking the social media shit and they don't realize that a lot of this is just agitators, people who jack their own fucking agendas, is making you fucking
Well,
angry
but
about
Dr.
something.
S, that's the real world as well, and I think that's where people get confused.
True.
Instead of doing research to find out what this cis and all this shit is, which y'all don't have to. I'm just saying, if they're calling you
But
this,
see, that's the
instead of
thing,
picking a
Zeus. If
divide,
you can't fucking listen, if you can't get up there and research and read a motherfucking book, that's your motherfucking problem. I'm sorry. That's your fucking problem. You should be able to fucking get your own fucking research instead of relying on other people to tell you what the fuck it is. Like these people is tripping over a community that's not even motherfucking 5% of the whole fucking global fucking population. Trans people is such a small, minute motherfucking population in the entire fucking world. Like I don't understand why is this such a big fucking thing. Like this is not affecting you at all. But for some reason, like these motherfuckers are just going nuts for this small community. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
well,
So
it's a
what do you
small
want us to
community.
do?
But
Do you want
hold up, Dr. S. Now I gotta wait a minute. Now I gotta defend my woman here. It's a small community, but it's a big impact, because it's a big impact because it's a small community that is emulating a community of people who are already emulating whatever community they are, and using their basically impact. And not all, some are using their impact to downgrade and try to disassociate and dismember these women who are just not doing the same. That's why.
I get
That's
that,
why
and
that
I
comes
get
in.
that. And the girl that started the conversation, and somebody made a point that that video that Jess Hilarious was responding to was chopped up. I get that, but at the same time, once you attack that individual, why are you attacking the entire community? Because most trans women don't think that way. Most trans women don't think that way. Most trans women, if you really want to keep it a being, hide. They motherfucking in the shadows. Like, what do you want them to do? Just continue to hide and then come to find out your husband is actually trans? Is that what you really want? Because, bitch, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to get rid of trans people, bitch. Either your sister, your brother, they're going to be motherfucking trans in secret, bitch. And they're going to be dressing up and wearing your bras and panties in motherfucking nighttime, bitch, while you sleep, like motherfucking Bruce Jenner. Bitch, y'all see what fucking happened to Zeus? He's confused like a motherfucker.
Now see how I get in that. Now see how I get in that. Okay, I see y'all. Come on. Now I see how. Hey, lollipop. We need 4K, y'all. Go ahead.
Hi Zeus, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, so before I start, how long do I have so I know when to disconnect?
I mean, I usually give people 2 to 3 minutes. Just make sure you land the plane. Don't be up here for like 10, 5,
Okay,
10 minutes.
all right.
But go ahead.
So the first thing I want to say is not to the person that was here, but to the girl that was here before. It's always a black bitch. Okay, now Zeus, I want to ask you I want first of all, you know I'm right, so stop that. I want to ask you, Zeus. I want to ask the girl that was here before, and I want to ask all the cisgender females that are watching this right now, right? Now, when all those governors and lawmakers were making all these laws about controlling your uterus and y'all can't have abortions no more and y'all can't take birth control pills, where was all these emotions and opinions then? Y'all bitches was real quiet then, right? But whenever it's about the LGBT or trans women, y'all always got so much to say. And it's always a black bitch. It's always black bitches that got so much to say about this. Like, I don't understand. And let's be clear, there's not just trans women in the world, there's also trans men. And as you can see, nobody ever bothers trans men. Trans men are always left alone. Why is it always trans women who are getting backlash about something? I don't understand. And all these women are talking about, oh, I don't want to be called cisgender, I'm offended. Listen, we live in the year 2023. You're offended by a word, and she said she didn't even know what the fucking word meant. You were offended by a word that you didn't even know what it meant until Zeus, you explained it to her. So y'all are just mad just to be mad. Like, what is the issue? I don't understand.
Why
Now,
such
Zeus,
why such
go ahead.
strong just a second, don't kick him, y'all. Why such strong verbiage? Why black bitch? Why mad? Why
Why would I be kicked?
no, no, no. I was telling no one. We don't. No, no, no. I was telling people over here because your verbiage is very strong, which I don't mind. I'm letting. We're open over here, but I was just I always remind people in my live that regardless of how people's verbiage is or how they approach something, we don't kick in here unless I say so. So I'm just reminding
Okay,
everybody.
okay, wait, hold on. Okay, Zeus. I'm gonna say this again, and then I'm gonna drop. Um, this is my question to all the cisgender females. Oh, I'm sorry, all the real women watching this right now. When all those lawmakers were making these laws about um controlling your uterus and your pussies, and y'all can't have abortions and abortion pills and this and that, I want to know from all these real women and just hilarious. Where were all these emotions then? Because y'all were real quiet then. Whenever it's about the LGBT or whenever it's about real women, y'all got I'm sorry, trans women, y'all got so much to say.
Can I
So
ask you?
so
Can I ask you this? Wait, I
I'm
don't
just
want you to drop. I don't want
confused.
you to drop Demetrius because I'm gonna let.
Wait, hold on. One more thing.
Go ahead.
And y'all are so offended by the term cisgender, or y'all are so offended by the word fish that but y'all have a problem being called bitches and hoes and baby mamas.
Okay, that's a valid statement because a lot of music and rap and stuff. But let me ask you this:
Yeah, so
Why
I'm
did
so
you
confused.
why did you jump off the band? Just jump straight in with black bitches and,
Okay,
and
Zeus. Listen.
yeah.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, okay? You know for a fact there's always a black bitch. It's always black bitches who got something to say about trans women. You know that. It's always the same. It's always black bitches. Always. They're always first in line. Listen, whenever you see a video that goes viral about something against trans women, it's always a black woman. Always.
Oh, but you know what,
And
Demetrius, I can't. I have to disagree with you because I've seen all type of women. But my question to you is, don't you think? And I'm not taking away from however you feel about this scenario, but don't you think going in calling people black bitches and black X, Y, and Z about a serious topic like this actually adds on to the separation and segregation. Now, hold up, Demetrius. Let me just say this. If somebody came up in here and was coming at you specifically, then I would let you say, call them whatever the fuck you want. But over here, we were having like a serious conversation about these types of topics, and you gave some things, but you came in with like black bitches. It seems as if your viewpoint was a little bit more aggressive from like the general conversation, and more be like personally, like you've experienced some stuff with people, and
okay,
because it just
Zeus,
sounds black bitches is a little harsh.
Zeus. Um, I, I think the bigger conversation here that nobody wants to have is people are very ignorant, right?
Yes, I
Like,
agree. I
like,
agree.
okay, like nobody wants to have the deeper conversation about um Listen, I keep saying black people. No, wait, I keep. First of all, I'm black, so I can say that. I'm black, you're black, we're all black, so I can say that. Black people are very like. Whenever I hear these conversations, it's always brought up by a black person, though. Is it not?
Demetrius, are these your experiences though?
Okay, so Zeus, this conversation is being brought up from that girl, Just Hilarious, correct?
Yes, but these conversations have happened plenty of times with people who aren't of a color. So what I'm saying to you, Demetrius, is I'm not taking away from your viewpoints, but I always tell people who get into the box, regardless of how harsh their opinion is, it's always good to say my experience is and how I feel is, and this is not inclusive to everyone. But you were saying some shit that is generalizing everybody
But
of
wait, but
color.
Zeus, Zeus. Whenever people are talking about us, the LGBT, they always generalize us, don't they?
No, you are right. You are right. But do you think that
So
coming
so
at
no, so no. It's always black bitches. And where were these black bitches when laws were being made to control your motherfucking uterus? Where were y'all at? Answer that question. Because whenever it comes to somebody from the LGBT or trans women, y'all always got something to say.
do you know why? And before I bring you up, do you know why I didn't mute him? You know I didn't mute him because, yes, I don't think the verbiage is the best in the world, but if that's how he feels and that's how strongly he feels, he's entitled to that because we feel strongly about white motherfuckers doing shit to us, and we call them crackers. And we feel motherfucking strongly about motherfuckers doing shit like that. So I'm not going to mute someone because the verbiage is a little bit more harsher and whatever, and it might apply to y'all personally, and you might feel hit dog. I would never do that in my life. My life is open for everybody. Just like when a white person comes up here and y'all wear and tear their ass. This is equal opportunist over here. So, I love y'all down. And I know y'all finna jump when I let y'all up in this queue, but I just want to let y'all know that's why I did not mute him. That's why I was not going to kick him, because just like y'all will go to fuck off on someone, I have to give equal opportunity and platform. That is his experience, and that is how he feels, and he is entitled to it. Okay.
Baby, let me say something. Let me say this. I can respect those that respect me. Why is it always such disrespect to the black woman who you want us to refer to you as she and her, but we're black bitches? So if I'm a black bitch, then you a chick with a dick. So if the disrespect is okay on one end, it's okay on the other end. You can't make me call myself cisgender. I can call you by those pronouns, she and her. I can give you that respect. But if I want to just be a woman, because that's what I am, that's what I'm gonna say. And you cannot force that's just like the church. You cannot force religion on somebody. You cannot force your sexuality on somebody else. So whether they like it or not, be you. But the disrespect gotta stop if you want the respect of black women. You have to respect us. We have birthed y'all. Okay? If y'all can't fit no motherfucking 9-pound baby out your motherfucking dick, I think respect is in motherfucking order. Now, I can respect you, no problem. It's a couple of trans women that I'm like, okay, bitch, come through, bitch. This could be Lady Red. That could be my friend, bitch. What's up? But, bitch, if you gonna be with the disrespect, just be ready for the disrespect back, and we gunning. And we had a lot to say about our uterus. Sorry that the world didn't see, the politics didn't see that, but we were loud and saying something about our bodies, just like we're saying something now. So you want respect, ma'am, then please give us that same motherfucking respect or get ready for the motherfucker.
Well, once again, yes, Red, and I think that is in this conversation, that is the commonality. I think what we're trying to discuss here is where the disconnect became with the cisgender and the biological or natural born woman, as y'all like to call it, and then also where the barrier is and the disconnect between the trans woman and, as we technically, if we're using the term cisgender woman. Cherry the Boom is not a great example. So let's not use that. Don't even use that. We're talking about more of Jess Hilarious, T.S. Madison going back and forth at it, and things of that nature. We're specifically talking about these things. I'm trying to let everybody up. Alize's trans woman, so I'm going to let her. Okay. And hey, boo,
Hi.
thank you everyone for just joining in the conversation. And I know it gets a little heated sometimes, but I appreciate all sides coming through. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree, but we're here to have a conversation. Go ahead, love.
I have a few things that I want to say really fast. I respect all women. It's not just about the black woman. It's about the Asian. It's about the white. It's about all women, period. My mother was a woman and she birthed me. This was my choice in my life to transition and to be who I felt I was. So that's neither here or there. Why does it always go to the private areas and all of that? And if we're going to talk about the trans women, the deep voices and all of this and that. Let's talk about the women that are birthing kids and throwing them in the trash can because the baby daddy don't want to fuck you no more. Let's talk about the ladies that are killing their kids and suffocating them because the baby daddy don't want to give them child support or don't want to pay their rent or don't want to do all this and that. Let's go to those situations as well because all of these situations revolve around one situation. And let's not forget, ladies, I respect each and every last one of y'all, regardless if I don't read you or whatever, but the woman came from the man rib. And I am a chick with a dick, a dude with boobs, whatever you want to call me, but I'm going to uphold myself in public. If you were ever, and Robert, you've been around me, I don't act like that. I act like a woman when I'm outside. I act like a lady, period, point blank. So you can never try and make one seem better than the other because no one is better than the other. No sin is greater than the other. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Wait, Alize, while what you're saying is prime example of stuff, I think that's varying from the topic here. And the topic here is because you're talking about, women with child support, the children, and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about how do you feel, because a lot of women are upset or feel a certain type of way about being called cis compared to just being called natural born or biological, when those
Mm.
things mean the same thing. But they're like, don't call me cis, call me a woman, call me whatever. And the principle here is a lot of
I can
people.
respect that. I can respect calling them a woman, but at the same time, I'm going to say that I'm a woman too. I may not can do everything that a woman does, but I'm going to call myself a woman too. Because when the man comes up to me outside of my place of residence, I'm going to say I'm a woman until I'm ready to tell them different. Of course, they're going to know before any other meet or greet. And that's just me.
And a
Not
lot of
everybody
people have
walks
no and a
around.
lot of people have no problem with that. And I think the people who do have a problem with that, people who project and have their own insecurities. But with that being said, along with that, Alize, why do you think that there's a disconnect? And I think it's ignorance. I do. Why?
I think it's ignorance too, because there are a lot of women that can hang around a trans woman, go out with a trans woman, and there's no nothing. But I've also been around the women that can go out with one, and as soon as I turn my back, that's a man, that's this, that's that. It's the jealousy. It's the jealousy. It's the jealousy part of it. If a person, and this goes for every human, not just woman, if you can just stop being jealous of the next person, you'll be okay. I think it's the jealousy. To answer your question, I think that it's the jealousy. Maybe because the man didn't approach them, or
Well, you know
and
what?
they know what's up.
You know what? You know what? I think. And hold up, Alize, I'm gonna drop you down. Thank you. Okay. And y'all not gonna like what I have to say. To some degree, she's right in certain situations. You hear my verbiage? And the reason why she's right in certain situations, but also she's wrong, is because a lot of trans women will use that statement, which is jealousy. Sometimes it's not jealousy. Sometimes it's just like, well, bitch, no. Because there's women who do it to other women. And trans women will use that as an example, which will increase the divide. And then, And then trans woman will use that. And then also there are biological and cisgender, we're using all terms, same thing, biological, cisgender, however you want to identify, women who will immediately turn around. And because y'all project and because y'all don't like trans women internally, you will be like, that's a man to your girlfriend or to another man just because. This is a fact. This is true. And it's we live in a culture in a society where people deem it to be okay to do stuff like that from both sides. And these people are not the proper examples, but they are the right examples as to why there's a divide, in my opinion. In my opinion. In my opinion. It comes from both sides. Some of it could be jealousy.
Hello, Robert. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Remember me? I'm Chantel. I'm the first African American woman to compete in trans pageantry. And when I first came on Bigo,
Congratulations.
I liked your content, young man.
Thank you.
And this is a really, really touchy situation for me. And I agree with Miss Alize. She may not know me on this Bigo, but I have met that beautiful queen at a pageant. With that being said, I became the first African American woman to compete in trans pageantry because my son and my daughters biologically became openly gay, and I opened up a LGBT club. Coming along with prospering with that, it comes along with a lot of haters. I said that to say, young man, that it is jealousy because I have not done anything to the LGBT community here, but donated and gave and done what I needed to do because I knew my children were going to be discriminated because they were Black African men. So, I opened a club up and these people became very, very jealous of me. Even the people on Bigo, they stole my identity. I came to you. I told you. And what I'm going to respect you about is when your people attack me. Stone and motherfucking Llama. When one of y'all people stole from me and I wanted help, didn't know nothing about Bigo, was happy to be on Bigo, was trying to sell some of my garments, and y'all didn't know who I was. I didn't know who y'all was. And it's the Black people. For me, Robert, and coming on Bigo, all I see is the LGBT Black community attacking one another, no matter what. And that hurts my heart, young man. I'm going to drop down. I come in peace, but I'm not coming to play those games. My address was leaked, all kind of stuff by people in the Black LGBT community out of jealousy, and I've done nothing but try to be good to people. I come in peace. I thought this was a good thing, Bigo. But once you done things like that to me and my people got involved, because I am somebody in real life, just like everybody else. And that hurt me. So I'm struggling with Bigo. I want to come and bring my talent, my gifts, my family. I got 72 members of my real family members on this motherfucker now, excuse my French. But I am a certified LGBT community leader in my hometown. Been that way ever since 2017. My parents on the street. Those are not the things that I came to Bigo to discuss. But once my address got leaked by people in the LGBT community, and I come to Black people that I thought would help me, and they done nothing but tear me down and stole more, I think it's fucked up. Fuck the LGBT community.
Simone, right? I'm going to text you back after because I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know what's. Can we get 3K? I'm a little thrown. I don't know. I don't know if we veered farther from the conversation we was having. Like she said, wait. It started off so good and happy and blessed. It just went to names was calling, and then I don't know. I lost my place. Wait a minute. Can somebody bring us back? Wait. Please, we need 3K, y'all.
Baby, I need her to pick her struggle. I don't even know about what
Stone
that
did
that
it,
just
girl, and my
done
people done did
gagged
it.
me. Yo, but
Llama.
first and foremost, let's be kind and back up the truck a little bit, because the most disrespecting, I don't know, excuse for a man talking about black bees. Bitch, these are queens, and address them accordingly and get on your knee and apologize to these black queens. Black women have had it the worst. Aside from a black man, the only thing harder to be in this country is a black woman.
I
So let's just
disagree.
have that point blank period. Well, I'm saying in general, when we talk about a color of his skin, black and brown, ethnic people, people that don't always get the respect they deserve, are already up against it. So I think this cisgender thing is getting lumped. Just let me land my plane a minute. We have gone backwards with our reproductive rights. We have gone backwards with even just the amount of money a woman makes. We're breaking glass ceilings, and we don't need to be this far fetched off of verifying and we're agreeing that you identify as what you're born. That is not our struggle. A cisgender is only verifying that you are a woman and that you were born a woman and confirming that's what you are. That's not an insult to you ladies. The fish, is stanky, and people say it's fish when you're used to steaks. So the fish I can see being shaved. Okay, just being honest. A woman wants to hear that. So that is the term that they help with in their community, and that's what they think is cute, and that isn't cute. But by far, I would say that if you guys don't understand the meaning of something, and what Robert has always done on his platform is try to educate you guys, please clear your mind and try to read a little bit. But I really got thrown up by that. I should have jumped out of the box, y'all. But don't pick the struggle. Pick the struggle. Bye.
Okay. Can we get 2.7K? I think we just bouncing around. 2.7K, y'all.
Rob, Robert, what the fuck is going on in your life tonight? I am like, I don't know where to start the notes or when to end. I don't even know if we're on the same page, nigga. Are we in the same book? Because at this point, the gays hate the gays, but love the gays, but hate the trans, who like the gays, but don't like the bi TQ ABC 1, 2, 3s,
It's
but they
it's
like
it,
women.
it is the oppression Olympics, and it is categorizing subcategories. That's what it is. But what I was just trying to get people to understand and have conversation about and educate myself is the term, like, because there was a whole topic of the Just Hilarious thing, and then people were trying to use Cherry Chuck Charles the nigga as an example, but Cherry is
That's a
not a good
horrible
example at
example,
all.
but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
no, not a good example. And then we were just talking about like cisgender versus biological, which is the same thing in the verbiage. And then we were talking about why there's such a divide, not all of them, but between trans woman and cisgender or biological, same thing, woman. And, we were just talking on both sides because when we have these conversations, immediately trans women go to, it's jealousy, I can get what you have, X, Y, and Z. And then biological women go to, you want to be a man, you're emulating us, instead of focusing on the fact that a lot of trans women are trying to embody what they feel a
Yeah,
woman
okay.
is.
So I have a different perspective as somebody who's active duty for 16 years
Okay.
and have seen soldiers go through the changes when it was like identified that we can do it. I did have soldiers who never fit into their biological gender. They always felt there was something more. They never approached anyone as a cisgender. They knew you were a woman, but they knew they weren't a man. So I never been called a cis woman to take it derogatory. I don't think it's a derogatory term whatsoever. I do feel like it has become it due to how it's used in Bigo and other like social medias. But to take offense to something, you got to really care about that word, to be honest. But that's my opinion. I just want to know when the hell we moving on from this so I can enjoy it and have my cocktail before the kids go to bed.
Well, we have four more. We're going to get to a box and then we'll do some call ins. And we'll do some letters. Go ahead, baby.
Hey, Robert.
Hi, boo.
Okay, so I think it's a lack of understanding. Okay, now this is my personal opinion. Now we all do know that the term cisgender, was established in 1994, but it wasn't even thrown into the Webster's dictionary until about 2015. So I think a lot of the females, like the, biological women, I don't think they're familiar with that.
Hmm.
So I'm sure like that's probably why it's no different from a transgender woman not wanting to be called a man, right? So if it's not a term that everybody is familiar with or grow up understanding, we looking at it more like, okay, if you don't want me to call you a man or any other disrespectful name you don't want to be called, why we can't just be biological women or just a straight woman? Me personally, it doesn't bother me, and it has nothing to do with whether I have I date women too. So, I mean, I have a lot of friends that's transgender. I have a lot of just gay male friends, shit like that. But I think it kind of divides the two when the disrespect comes into play. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, who wants to hear that though? Like, I've never come to someone like, oh, he cute, I should take him from you type shit. You know what I mean? I'm in the gay clubs. I see a lot of men that look straight and they be like, I'm gay. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me. But I just think it's a disrespect thing. If everybody learned to respect one another, we'll be just fine. But don't call people names that they don't want to be called. Bottom line.
We need 2K. We need 2K.
I'm straight man, but I don't have anything against.
No, Dree. No, 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 no. He's in the family. He's in the family. He's always in the room. No, 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 no. He was a straight white man. I know him. Yeah, but he was a straight white man. I wanted to hear his. I wanted to hear his opinion. Yeah. He's a straight white man. I wanted to hear his opinion. Yeah. He was a straight. Ooh. You know, we like everybody. We like everybody's opinion over here. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not a straight man, but hey, I just I agree with the whole. I don't know. I think this conversation just went left with everyone. I don't know. I want to know, what do you think about it? Do you think that it's the thing? Do you think it's a spec? Just feel you can't.
You need to go down and just call T-Mobile and ask them what the fuck is going on.
Let me say, like, I'm not offended by the cis word, like the cis woman. I'm not offended by it because I do have gay friends, and they will say it, but it's the manner in how you put it out there. You can't tell a woman you have to be called cis women. Cis woman. You can't tell them. That's just like saying, oh, I'm hitting you with the Bible, you gotta be a Christian. No, you have to let people gravitate to that. You cannot force feed that on people. I don't think the word is disrespectful at all. But the manner you bring it is the manner you're gonna get back. So you should try to be a little bit more respectful to women, cis women, whatever you want to say. But if you want that respect, you have to give that respect. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a trans woman. You gotta respect me." No, because we birth babies. We don't necessarily get the respect that we deserve. So it don't work that way. You have to earn that respect. And the respect that you give somebody is what they should give you back. Now, we can't be idiots and say something ignorant like, all black bitches is jealous of us. Now, that's an ignorant ass statement. Because that's like saying all black people is criminals or all white people is racist. That's ignorant as fuck, bro. You can't say that. You can't. Now, you can say whatever experience you had, but you can't say a group of black women that you don't even know had no dealings with you and call them a black bitch and then expect them to respect you. That don't work that way. So if in order for us to all get along and live in this fucked up world together, you have to give that respect, boo. You can't just, like Alizé, you was like on the right path and then you took a sharp left. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, y'all gotta respect us if y'all want us to respect you. There's nothing wrong with gay. I like bitches sometimes. Okay, a lot of the times. But what I'm saying is, you have to be respectful. I can't force my sexuality on somebody and be like, oh, well, you got kids and you used to fuck with niggas, you can't be fucking with women. No, I can't force that on you and say, yeah, you gotta respect that. No, you don't have to respect that. That's my life. I'm gonna live it, but you don't have to respect it. Now, if you can't respect me, let me move around to people that do respect me, because everybody in the world ain't gonna respect nobody, whether you trans, gay, straight, all that shit. So give respect where respect is due, and you should get it back. If you don't, baby, then you're around the wrong people.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, and I think that's the principle. But I think you said something that was really important, Red. Can we get 2K, you guys? Before we do call-ins. What did she say? Obviously with respect, but I think what happens a lot of times in the real world, and I'm going to say this to everybody, and I hope it resonates with y'all, we get immediately responsive and latched on and thinking, and I think all of us, as Black women, as people of color, even white people, Spanish people, have been in, if you've ever been in an oppressive or marginalized or segregated or whatever instance in your life, when new things are added, we're immediately like, bitch, I know what the fuck I am. I know who I am. I already know. So we get emotionally triggered without taking a step back and being like, let me find out what the fuck this is. Because when I learned what non-binary was, and I learned what hermaphrodite and intersex and cisgender and all that, I was like, girl, I don't have time for all of that. I'm a nigga. I'd be at meetings and I'd be at places and they'd be like, okay, everybody go around and say your name and your pronoun. And I'm like, why? I'm a dude. Like, hello, my name is Robert. That's what I'm used to. And I just want to keep it moving. But I get where y'all coming from, but I also take a step back. If in 2 months, somebody has a different term for a person of color, if somebody has a different term for a man, if the term from cis changes, I'm going to take a step back before I wear a bitch out and curse a bitch out and be like, let me find out what the fuck this is, because I don't know what it is, and let me find out if I'm comfortable enough with being called it. And y'all are entitled to that. But what I will say is, things become emotionally triggering because we don't know. And we're immediately thinking, and you guys, what I think is happening here is the principle is so many of you women and you men, whatever you identify as, you take examples of what you see on here and what you see in the real world, and you use that as a prejudice to think that people who might be using a term of endearment are actually motherfucking dismantling who you are. And that's not what's going on. Is it going down in the comments? Is the girls arguing in the comments? We need 2K. What the fuck is going on in the comments?
Sure. So I'm gonna answer one of your questions. For me, the reason why I don't,
Oh, they swinging in the
and it's not
comments.
just
I'm
the
sorry. Go ahead.
yo, they swinging in the comments. The reason I don't really necessarily like to get into all this cis and even with trans, I refer to trans women as women. Unless you introduce yourself to me as a trans woman, I'm going to refer to you as a woman. I've said that in Stone's Live multiple times. It's because of just what's been going on in this live. Look at all the arguing, the disrespect. Like, if we could actually sit down and have a conversation about the terminology without the disrespect, I don't think so many people would
Black
get offended.
bitches, jealousy, hoes, killing
Yes,
babies, throwing them in the trash, no baby daddies. And I'm just like, y'all going left and right and left and right.
yes. That's my problem with all this, because these terms were supposed to be inclusive. That's why they were brought around, right? To be inclusive to everybody. But it seems like it's causing more division.
I can see that.
It's causing more division, and that's why I don't like it. It has nothing to do. I don't feel disrespected by it. I understand what the term means. But when you get up here and start calling people ignorant and dumb, we're not even ignorant because a lot of people are ignorant and they don't know what the term means.
And
But when you
ignorance, and
start
wait,
calling
and
them,
ignorance doesn't mean when somebody calls
yeah,
me ignorant, that's
right,
not always a bad thing. That just means I'm
right.
not educated.
Right. That's what I mean. So, but when you start, like you say, black with the bitches and y'all just and just the aggressiveness, like, why can't we just have a conversation about it without our emotions getting involved? And I think part of the problem is social media because when certain videos like just hilarious go viral and it's her opinion, then it causes this even greater divide among people that may at the core agree on specific things. Just like Alize said, she can refer to a woman as a woman if they say they don't want to be referred to as cis, but she also refers to herself as a woman, and I agree with her on that point. I have no problem with referring to her as a woman. Unless somebody comes up to me and say, hey, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm just going to refer to them as what they present themselves to me as. And I'm not going to get offended if they correct me. But that's where the problem comes in, is that people get offended, and I'm not saying everybody, when we do correct them with what we want to be referred to as. And this is what even, causing more problems. But that's just my opinion about it. I just don't like the divide. Like, I think everybody should be comfortable being whatever, whoever, whatever they want to be, but just respect everybody without all the arguing and aggressiveness.
Well, the thing about it is, I think that there's only a divide because straight people and LGBTQ people and people of color and people who are oppressed use oppressive terms to oppress other people. How the fuck you being oppressed? How you a slave roasting the fuck out of another slave? But that's the world we live in. It's an oppressive Olympics. It's okay, we get some shit thrown on us, but baby, we about to throw a whole fucking bucket of chitlins and hog mouse on your ass. Because even though we got shit good, and what's crazy is you would think that in a time where the LGBTQ community and the beautiful black queens and black queens community are all still going through fights and having things stripped away, in whatever regard, we would turn to each other and say, hey, I understand that I might not feel like the shit you going through is the shit I'm going through, but you going through some shit too. So let me give you a helping hand, vice versa. No, instead what the motherfuckers do, they turn around and they act nasty towards each other, but that is not everyone. That's a lot of examples of what y'all see on this app and in the world, but that's not the whole world. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand in terms of educating yourself, not being ignorant, learning things, having conversation. And y'all shouldn't have to be called whatever the fuck you don't want to be called. And that goes for anybody. That goes for trans. That goes for any fucking body. And I feel the same way. I don't even want to use all those pronouns when I go to places. I don't have time for that shit. I don't care enough. I'm not offended. I just don't care. But also, yeah, see, that's where we kind of got lost in the live. There were a lot of y'all who got up here and y'all said some educational shit, but y'all took y'all personal feelings and delved deep in, and instead of just having educational conversation, y'all started off and then went left and right with y'all's personal experience. And sadly, that is the reason why a lot of y'all will never really get through and break through barriers, because you won't be able to take your personal feelings and not diverge that to everybody to be able to give other people a chance. Because a lot of y'all came up here and y'all started off okay, and then y'all started, well, besides Homeboy came up here and called y'all black bitches from the jump. So he came in with his feelings. No shade to him. But if y'all able to separate the two and be like, you know what, let me have a conversation and let me educate and find out and let me see where this came from, even though I don't like it, but let me just listen and see, then there'll be a lot of things. Who did your hair and makeup? I like straight men, Robert.
I'm sorry, Robert. For the bitch in the comment, yes, we fucking do have transgender in the military, and I do have they, them in my classes, bitch. I'm a combat instructor, 100%. We have all kind of shit in the military, and it takes a while for them to identify as woman or man if they're transgendering. It's not just one day they want to be a motherfucking man or a motherfucking woman. They have to get the surgeries and fucking counseling and behavioral health, a fucking lot. For y'all in the fucking comments that don't know the fucking transitioning process, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Okay, the girls. All right.
Robert,
Uh,
first, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they need to start respecting each other first. They sit up on these apps, call each other big dick niggas. Cherry don't even tuck his dick. Barry don't even tuck his dick. He sit up and calls black bitches and all type of shit. First, they need to start respecting each other if they want other people to respect them.
but y'all do the same thing. Straight women do the same
I
thing.
understand that. I understand that, but still, that go for them too. I don't sit up and talk about people, and I don't care. I'm gonna call them a woman. Like Alizé Alizé is nice as fuck. I like Alizé. She don't sit up and tear motherfuckers down and do all that shit. These other motherfuckers, I can't stand their ass.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Millie. She said the A, B, C, D, E, F, G community. We need 2K, y'all.
Oh my God. That was the key. Okay. Again, the thing is that it's respect across the board. What you want to be called, I have no problem calling you that. But just respect what I want to be called. And that's it. It's really that simple.
Okay, thank you.
That
Oh, I think that was. Oh.
Well, unfortunately, it clearly isn't that simple. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be having these very rudimentary conversations because clearly something keeps getting lost in translation. Everybody keeps coming up here saying it's about respect, it's about being one to be called this, we want to be called that. Don't call me this, don't call me that. But it's like, again, when there's people going to sit down and realize that a lot of times y'all are taking issues with terms that have real world meanings because words mean things. Cis, a denotating term when you're speaking about species, because the human race is not the only species. Cis only denotates what the sex is at birth, baby. It goes beyond just even humans. That cis term has been there for forever. And my thing is this: it's just a lack of education across the board when you really want to break it down. And I think so many people want to feel personally aggrieved. You keyword, they want to feel personally aggrieved that they take issues with stuff like this. And it's just strange, and it's not even just the term cis. It's just all across the board. People don't know how to. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make it real simple. I'm gonna say it like this. So you can get black people to understand racism, but you can't get these same black people to understand how gay black people have to be gay and black. You know what I mean? People can only understand the complexities that they live, but they can't understand other people's complexities and the intricacies of their lives because they don't live it. And instead of people trying to break down barriers and open an eye and try to show a little more empathy, folks get hard walled and they can't get past that wall. I don't know. It's one of the things that make us unique as being humans, but it's also very infuriating because something so simple as this, like this discourse has been a week about what people want to be called when, duh, bitch, go by wherever the fuck you want to go by. But so many people want to take it personally, and they feel like because another woman doesn't have a problem being called cis women, another trans person doesn't have to be or a problem being called trans women. People put their personal feelings into that when you have to remove yourself, dummies. It's not always about you, and that is the flaw about being a human being. We are hardwired to think at the end of the day, our opinions matter. And no, your personal opinion does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Sorry. Your personal opinion does not matter in the grand scheme of things. It does not matter what you necessarily want to be called. At the end of the day, when you're speaking about large groups of denotating terms, cis is just a biological word. It has meaning. If you ever took a science class, a chemistry class, you've dealt with the term cis. It is a denotating term. And I'm gonna drop down on that.
All right. Can we get 2K? Oh my. Can we get 2K? Child, them comments. Woo. Comments is commenting. 2K, y'all. Shit. Can we get 2K?
Okay, so I'm not gonna speak for every woman, but I'm gonna speak for myself and for most women. We do not want to be called cis, point blank, period. If you guys want to call you yourself what you want to be called, you want to have your pronouns and stuff like that, we respect that. But don't give us a pronoun. We are biological fucking women. Do not call us cis.
But Big
We we
Nunu, Big
we
Nunu,
don't want any pronouns,
but
and
Big
we
Nunu,
don't
Big
want
Nunu,
that shit.
Big Nunu. I have to keep telling you, female and woman. That's still considered like a pro. That's basically a pronoun. That's still the same thing.
That Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't want to be called cis. That cis shit. We're biological women. We're the original women. Point blank period. We don't want to be called
What
cis.
is the
We don't
original
want
woman?
no extra adjective, extra pronouns, none of that. We do not want that.
What is the
Now,
original?
with the trans community, I understand that they're trying to figure out themselves. I understand that they have their pronouns and I respect that. But don't give us any pronouns. We
What?
don't want that extra shit because we never asked to be thrown that. Point blank period.
So, what is the original woman?
Biological women, women that were born women.
The
That's
def-
the
but
that's the original
but
women.
Nunu, the definition of cis is that
But what is cis? But
what
what
you
is
just said.
cis? But cis is something that just came out of nowhere a couple years ago. We
No,
were how long so you're trying to tell me that
it's
we
been
were being called cis
yes,
forever?
medically yes,
No.
yes.
No. No.
Did you Google it?
It's Google. As soon as this cis shit and all this transgender shit became a big thing, of course it goes on Google. Cis, we never knew about cis when we were young. Our parents never knew about cis. Our grandparents never knew about cis. This is something new. We're biological women.
But
Now,
big,
I understand with the pronouns for the transgender community. I understand that. You
big
want to be
Nunu,
called her, they, them, it, whatever, that's cool. But do not give us a pronoun or no extra adjectives.
Big Nunu, because I just don't want it to be where you someone would say the term loud and wrong. I just have to correct you that this term has been around for a long time, and maybe you might not have known about it or your immediate, but I didn't know about it either. But I learned from people that it has been around and it's actually been used for years before 2015, way before. It's been around for a long time. It just wasn't as popular as it is now in
Well,
terms of people using it, and people more started kind of inducted it into the main thing in the LGBTQ. It's been around way before me and you were born, my love.
but the thing is, what I'm saying is the LGBTQ community is the community that came up with that. That wasn't nothing that everybody that the dictionary came up. Cis, it was not in the dictionary 10, 20 years ago. It's probably a new thing because of the LGBTQ community is always coming out with new things, and that's one of the new things that came out is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that most biological women do not like that cis shit. We don't like that cis shit because we it's like you're putting us a part of that we're not a part of. Like we're biological women and that's it. You never hear our grandparents and our great grandparents or our parents talking about cis anything. This is just the new generation that is coming along. But we don't us as biological women don't like that is what I'm saying.
Okay, okay,
So just like how the trans community want to be respected and want to be called what they want to be called, most biological women don't want to be called cis. That's all I'm saying. So if we're talking about respect for respect, that's the respect as far as biological women, women that were born women.
but Big Nunu, while I hear you, every time you say biological woman and born, that's what the term cis means. So
That
I'm trying to
Yeah, I
figure out.
understand what you're saying, but that's something new. That's something that's not that's something new. That's something that the LGBT community came up. That's their thing, and they're trying to push that on everyone else, but everyone else don't agree with that.
So, okay, let me just put this in layman's terms. If someone sat down with you and showed you that that is the same thing as biological, real woman, X, Y, and Z, and said to you, we made this term because it shows what you just said and it's inclusive so that people in the LGBTQ, since you said they're pushing it on and made it, are now able to understand and better identify and be more inclusive, would you still have a problem with that?
I, I understand what you're saying. That cis means biological. I understand that. But we just don't want those pronouns and those extra adjectives. Adjectives is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. Cis means biological, but I feel like, well, a lot of women don't like that. Is I've had this conversation with a lot of women, and a lot of women, not all, everybody have their own opinion, but most women do not like that pronoun for biological women.
Okay.
So I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that's something that I wanted to throw out there. Just like how the LGBTQ community want us to respect their pronouns and certain things. Respect, most women not wanting to be called cis. Oh, you a cis female or whatever they say. We don't like that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying,
Okay, boo.
that's my opinion.
That's your
That's why I
opinion.
say I'm not speaking for all women.
That's your
You
opinion.
know.
All right, baby. All right. Thank you, Same. Thank you. I we need
So I'm
2K.
just going to give a provocative term that seems to be accepted when we're talking about pronouns and nouns and all that stuff. So tell me, Big Nunu, why do women seem to readily accept the term bitch? I'm not understanding that. That clearly is what I hear a lot of women reference each other by. I hear women even allow men to reference them as that. So when we're talking about nouns and pronouns, so please help me understand how that seems to be an accepted term of reference. What's different about it? What's different about it? Last time I checked, I didn't know anyone to be a female dog, a fox, or an otter. Help me understand why bitch is an accepted noun, but cis, that has been around for many years, is not an accepted term. I just want to have that conversation.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Robert. Go ahead and drop me back.
There's a lot going on. Cisgender is the same as their birth sex. Military term. I know. I know. We need. Oh, I'm gonna let you up, Demetrius. Hold up. There's a lot going on. We need 2K. Hold up. I need to be on a box because the shit is getting good. Go ahead.
Period. I just want to come up here. That last girl was so adamant that she wants to be called a woman because she's a biological woman. When literally, if you go look it up, the word cis means biological. It is denotating that you are a biological woman. What you're saying, you're literally saying the same thing. But I can tell you what the issue is. The issue is that folks want to be mad because they want to be differentiated. Okay? They want to be differentiated, and that's what folks are not being honest about. They keep saying it's just about what we want to be called. Well, we just want to be called this. No, that's not what it's about. It is not what it is about at all. Because if that's what it's about, then you would have been able to understand that the word CIS equals biological. That is what that abbreviation means. So when you say something is cis, you're saying that it is biologically that. Literally. Literally. And that would be different if somebody was out here saying, y'all, okay, I'm trying to think of another word to say. Hold on, because I'm really trying to get people to understand this, because people just want, it seems like people really just want to be mad.
Okay. Well, hold up, Steez. Why
Because
you?
if you say somebody like, okay, okay, I got it now. So somebody call you like somebody, that last person just made a good point. She said bitch. Bitch to December. So you say somebody is a bitch ass woman. You're calling that lady a bitch. A bitch ass woman. You're denoting that the lady is a bitch. Somebody saying cis woman is denotating that you are biologically a woman. You were born a woman. It's not, it is literally the same thing. People keep coming out here saying, well, we just want to be called women. We just want to be called women. That's what they're calling you.
Hold up. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Can we get 2K? I know it's a lot of y'all coming up here. Just a second.
See now, Zeus. Now, when I was up here earlier and I said it's always a black, you thought I was being rude.
I never said that. Now hold up, Demetrius.
Now,
Do not. Wait a minute.
Zeus.
Now wait a minute.
You explained.
Wait a minute, Demetrius. I'm gonna meet you right now. Do not get into my live and try to gaslight or change the narrative. I let you speak and I let you say everything you said, and I respected it. And I did not say anything. I never once came out and said that you were being rude. I said your verbiage was strong. If you're going to quote me directly. We are up here having an open conversation, and you were saying strong verbiage, and that is my opinion. If you're going to get up here, speak about the subject, say whatever you have to say, and keep it moving. And you called these people black bitches, and you started off with black bitches. And then I proceeded to say a lot of y'all lead the conversation with y'all's personal feelings. And you had strong verbiage. So if you're going to say it, if you're going to quote me directly. Don't make this seem like I'm coming at you personally because I said what I had to say about your commentary, because I've spoken about everyone's commentary. Now go ahead.
Okay, Zeus. Let's just keep it real. You tried to explain to that lady many different times that what the word means. All she has to do is use Google. Google the word, and she would know what it means. Now, let's have a real conversation. The only reason why the original woman, like she said, right? The
I still don't know what
original
an original
woman.
woman is, but go ahead. I still don't know.
Yeah, me neither. But the only reason why they feel some type of way about that is because they feel like the word cis cor- correlates to anything with trans. Let's keep it real. That's the only reason why they feel some type of way. When they hear the word cis, they feel like it's a correlation or it's a comparison to a trans woman. That's the only reason why they feel any type of way about it. That's why she kept saying so many times, call me a biological woman, call me the original woman. But cisgender means the exact same thing, which you told her so many times. And then she was saying, oh, we don't want any extra pronouns. But every time she opened her mouth, it was a pronoun of
Hold
call
up.
me a biological woman,
Hold up.
call
Hold up.
me
Hold up.
the
Hold up.
original
Let
woman.
me just say this. Let me say this. And y'all can disagree with me. I agree with him. I agree with him to a certain extent. I don't think that y'all have an issue with the term. I think y'all have an issue because the term puts y'all too close to the LGBTQ community. It makes y'all part of that category and y'all want to be separate. We have lived in a world where there are straight people and there is gay people. So now that y'all are part of that category, I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm not with them. I've had it as a woman. I've had it as a
Exactly.
man. I am what I am. It's not even trans. I think it's just too close for comfort. That's my opinion. Y'all
Right.
don't have to agree, but that's just my
And
opinion.
no, yes, and then Zeus. This is what I was trying to articulate to you earlier. I apologize if my verbiage was very
You
harsh,
don't have to
but
apologize. That's just listen.
this is
People's
what I was
burden.
trying to articulate to you earlier because earlier, I don't know if you remember, but I said this is about black people, black women just plain being ignorant and homophobic. And that's what I said earlier. Again, the only reason why these original women, like she said, have a problem with the word cis is because it correlates or they think it correlates or compares them to trans women. That's the only reason. All you gotta do is Google the word to know what it means. That's it. And like I said earlier, it's always a black what? And am I wrong? Or I'm sorry.
No, you're not wrong. I just think that it's strong because a lot of your possible experience or verbiage is just categorizing black people. I think. And, I think that's why a lot of people, and a lot of, the people in this room are people of color, different ethnicities, white, black, Spanish, all over. But, but once again, I will never silence you because that might be your experience. So I'm not going to take that away. They didn't kick him, did they? Y'all didn't kick him, did y'all? Okay, okay. No, I hope so. Wait a minute. I see a lot of y'all in the comments. And while I appreciate this is a great conversation, Yellow R, I'm gonna add you in just a second because we haven't had your opinion. We have white, black, Spanish. Hey, just call me Tay. Can I get 2K, please? I mean, we're having a good conversation, and I want to hear all y'all's opinions, and I like opening it up, and I like hearing disagreements, blah blah blah, opinions. But can I get 2K? Because thank you, I Spy. Can I get 1K, 1.1? Can I get 1.1K? I know it's not too much to ask for. If y'all come together collectively or whatever like that, child, and send family gifts if you can, all of that. Can we get 1.1K? So at least I'm at a box. And I'm not, once again, this is not me telling y'all. I get y'all who do not like to be called all this extra stuff. I do agree with him in feeling like a lot of y'all don't like to be called this extra stuff because it's close to this community. That's just what I think. I think that's like me living in an all-white neighborhood, and then somebody's in the all-white neighborhood, there's a black neighborhood or a Mexican neighborhood nearby, and there's a term that goes for the person who lives in any of those neighborhoods. And I'm like, wait, they use that term in that neighborhood over there too? Oh, no, baby. That's not what I am. No, ma'am. And they're like, no, baby, the term is in general. And you're like, no, baby. They use that too? Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. There's cisgender straight people and there's cisgender gay people. Oh, no, 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 no. You part of that? I'm in the community. I don't like it. I get it. And I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm with y'all. I don't like the extra shit either. I'm in the community and I don't like all them goddamn letters. Bitch, I just want to be called a nigga. It's just, but I also am like, I feel like it's just not norm. So I get it. I get all sides. I get all sides. But I do think there's an underlying feel of, honey, that's too close to the trans. Honey, that's too, because we've had a lot of straight women who've come up here and been like, LGBTQ people, y'all like to use all them terms. Go ahead. That's not us. I'm a man or a woman. We've had a lot of straight people who've come up here and been like, you LGBTQ people got all these pronouns. We don't need a pronoun. And then proceeds to call themselves a pronoun. Like, I'm a she. Call me she. I don't want all these pronouns that y'all use. I'm her. And I'm like, baby, it's the same thing. I'm not trying to be funny. Oh baby, y'all was ready to say, oh, Just Hilarious brought out the homophobic girls, block all the gays. Baby, let me tell you something. Some of these gay people be homophobic as fuck. Some of these trans people be transphobic as fuck. Some of these black people be racist as fuck. Some of these white people be colorist as fuck. To their own people. There's always subdivisions. Because the girls like to place categories and put it all on one. Baby, this is the oppressive Olympics. Welcome to 2020 motherfucking 3. And the girls who be woke be the girls who be the ones who be motherfucking oppressing other people the most, shoving shit down y'all's throat. The woke girls be the ones who be like, you not woke, baby, you can't be them be the ones. That's the world we live in. So just know who the fuck you are. Know what you like and what you want. Can we get 800 beans? Baby, the level of sensitivity of the world we live in, don't like trans women are not even women, so there's no argument. Lord, here we go. Can I get 800 beans, please? I see y'all on the queue. Child, the comments is not my final thought because I have a few people who want to get them up. We need 700 beans. I'm gonna let y'all up because this is a good conversation. Okay, Red. We need 700 beans, y'all. I identify as a unicorn. Thank y'all. Thank you. Hey, Fat Kelly Price. Okay.
Hey Robert. So here's my take. I am a woman, born woman.
Stop making all that
My
noise in the background. Your mother's on live. Be quiet.
you should see them looking like what? My only issue is my issue with being called cisgender is you didn't ask me. I don't care if that's the term that's one to be used, fine. But don't just walk up to me and give me that pronoun. Like I am content with being a woman. I'm content with being her. I do have pronouns. But my thing is I don't want it to be forced. I don't give a damn what trans women want. If they want to be equal, be equal. It's not my business. You know what I mean? I think there's enough room out here for everybody to have equality. Just mind your fucking business. What is it? People's panties ain't nobody's business. Who you love ain't nobody's business. Who you sleep with ain't nobody's business. Whatever you do ain't gonna pay my bills or cause me to be evicted or any. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, there should not even be an argument amongst women who are born, well, females and women, because, female, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. There should be no argument because what you eat ain't gonna make me shit.
So wait, are they
If
walking
people of
up? So
mine,
wait, are they walking up to y'all and just being like, "This is a fish"? Because nobody should just be immediately categorized.
so they don't give us the option. If you if you, it's like, oh, you're straight, you were born female, oh, you're cisgender female. No, I'm not. I'm just a female.
And I can
Like,
understand that.
don't
And I
tell
can
me that.
understand that. But you do
And but
understand.
that's my only. But there are some women out there
But
that
you
don't
do
like that.
understand. But yellow, all you do understand that that is an inclusive term, and people are saying that kind of like as endearment to inclusively fit you into the community now, right?
Right. I think is happening is that there's such a big divide between the LGBTQIA and all the rest of that. And the reason why I say that, I actually am on the spectrum, on that rainbow somewhere in there, because I identify as pansexual. Um, but as far as it goes, I think there's such a divide when it comes to, because they're only now accepting, and they're not even accepting gay and lesbian people. Being trans is something completely different. So trans people really have a long ways to go. And that's what's happening. Like, everybody has to, I feel like people just want to categorize people or pigeonhole people. It is just nobody's business. It really isn't. And if you learn to mind your business, you ain't got to worry about giving anybody any equality or taking things from anyone, because you ain't in nobody's business. Pay your bills and mind your damn business. That's it. All right. Thank you. You can drop me.
She about to beat them kids' ass in the background. Okay, let me see. Um, we have a few of y'all. A few people who didn't get an opportunity to get a chance to come up. Go ahead.
Hi, Zeus.
Hi, babe.
I just wanted to maybe, and this might be a little bit different from the conversation, but I don't have the problem being called cis, but I think it's the way the media is portraying it and how it's like pushing out like us as females. We can't even call ourselves a female. Like, for example, we can't call ourselves mothers. We have to call us like we're called birthers because so that's like a whole new thing. And so I think it's just us as females, we feel like we're being pushed out of us actually being a female.
And I can understand that.
And so it's not so much of being called cis. I don't care. I don't care that you're trans. It doesn't really matter. But I was getting to start having an issue when I can't even call myself a biological female because it's like I had to be grouped with somebody else who wasn't born that.
Oh, so it is part of it is the grouping as well.
Yeah, a little bit. I
Well,
think
thank you
it's
for your
just
honesty, and that doesn't and I want to be very clear to everybody. That doesn't make y'all homophobic. That doesn't make y'all anything. But if you are grouped with a category of people that you're not used to being grouped with, that can cause some type of backlash or some type of reaction, and that doesn't make y'all homophobic. But bitch, if I'm grouped with a whole bunch of white people and I've never been done that before, if I'm a white person grouped with a whole bunch of black folk, you gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? So I get it. I get all of that. That doesn't make y'all necessarily homophobic, but I think that's where some of the reaction, some of the emotion comes from because y'all are so used to that. But also, I will say on the flip side, we live in a progressive world. You might not want to be called birthers. You might not want to be hearing that there's bonus holes. You might not even want to think that there's really aliens. But baby, we not in 1990 no more.
true, but on the flip side too, it's I guess even like, there was a trans woman who was mother of the woman of the year and she just became a woman just like maybe a month ago, like fully
And
transitioned into a
that to me
woman.
is crazy because
So
look what they
then
did for Bruce. Look what they did for Bruce Jenner when they did that.
exactly. So like you can't so then again, us as women, we're being pushed out of we can't even call like it's just I don't know. It's a different feeling in this like new world.
Yes, yes, and difference and change is difficult for a lot of people. It's difficult for me too. So that's why I'm not coming at y'all when y'all come up here and y'all just say I don't like it. But I'm trying to, and I'm understanding more a little bit of some of the reasons why y'all might not like it. And it's not all. Thank you, little bit. I'm gonna drop you down. And I want to be very clear. It's not all what y'all see on Bigo with the trans girls coming after the straight woman or the biological and the biological woman saying that the trans girls are this and the trans girls saying jealousy. There's so much more to it. And I'm glad that some of y'all are being able to express that it's like new and change and being put in groups and categories of people that you're not used to is different and weird and sometimes upsets you. That's normal. And I'm not mad at y'all. And to be honest, the principle here is you shouldn't be called anything you don't want to be called. And that's for everybody across the board. And I think some of y'all are saying the same thing when y'all get up here. Oh, I don't want to be called that. If you want to be respected, duh. Hello, we know that. Bitch, if a trans woman walks up to you and calls you that, then you have every right to say, okay, well, you're going to call me a cisgender woman. Well, sir, nigga, bitch. But understand that it's better to take a step back and just say, I would not like to be called that. You can just call me Jessica or she or girl. And then if they're respectful, you call them whatever they ask to be called. But instead, we're basing things off of emotion because shit is new. And a lot of us are going in different rooms and being like, bitch, don't call me not that bitch, because of the things that we see on this app and the things that we see in the world. And if I could just educate some of y'all to say, okay, well, bitch, no, I want to be called and have these conversations before jumping the gun, I think we would live in a better world in general. And ignore all the people
Hey,
who are bad examples. Go ahead.
I've been waiting for this. I'm gonna keep it 100 and I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
keep
Say
it real.
whatever's on your mind.
Why are we arguing about this? Look, I'm very accepting. I'm very inclusive because I'm in a community too. And I have a best friend that's trans. But why are we having this argument? Because until y'all can carry a child, there's no argument. There's no argument. We shouldn't have to be arguing about something that's biologically ours.
But Lala, there's women who can't carry children as well, who are born not being able to carry children.
I understand that, but we're having to defend we're having to defend our biological, you see what I'm saying? Like we're having to defend what's biologically ours, and that pisses me off. Like there's no argument about that. Come on. I know. I'm just sorry. I'm nervous. I'm just. This whole thing is just. We shouldn't have to argue about something that's biologically ours. We shouldn't. We should not. This shouldn't be an argument at all. And I'm just keeping it 100.
So you
And
said,
that's all I have to
and you
say.
said, you said you shouldn't have to argue because trans women are trying to be you guys.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to what's been going on and the just hilarious situation. Come on now. And I can name some on here that don't even fuck with us real women. Like Cherry the Boom, for example, always coming for us unprovoked. Like, come on now. This should not be an argument. This whole conversation is pissing me off. We shouldn't have to argue about actual women being women. Like, anyways, let me hop down.
See, I'm trying to get y'all. Don't worry, I'm gonna get y'all.
I think one of the things that people have to realize is that all conversations do not have to be confrontations. Sometimes it's healthy to have dialogue with certain things. But I got reported to HR a couple of weeks ago because I referred to my coworker as they. I don't know if I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if it's a trans man, a trans woman. I don't know. So to stay be on the safe side, I used they, and they reported me to HR. So now he every bit a nigga bitch when I see him. I don't know what he was born as, but I think it's a healthy conversation because, like you said, things are progressing so fast. It used to be the LGBT community, then it was LGBTQ, then it was LGBTQ plus, and then I'm not gay because I'm trans and I'm bi and I'm not. It's a lot going on, so it's good to have conversations, but the main thing is that people need to be respectful. If I don't want to be referred to as sis, then you don't have to go and call me cunt and fish and try to talk down on me because now we cursing each other out and we're not getting anywhere. You know what I mean? So I just think people need to realize dialogue doesn't necessarily have to be a confrontation or argument. Y'all be great.
Fuck you, BNP, because you saw my motherfucking shit. So, and it's Friday afternoon. So, you sitting here listening to all these bum ass motherfuckers on this app telling you a whole bunch of shit and using that for your shit. So, fuck you.
Yeah, so I wanted to answer something that you mentioned earlier when the guy came up. You were saying that you don't know what original woman
Yes, tell me
means.
what to you original woman means.
A original woman is a woman that could have children without doing all these extra new surgeries that they have available. You're born a woman, you could have children without no issues
So
unless
wait,
you have
so wait, then Big
health
Nunu.
issues.
So then Big Nunu, would the women who are born with all of the same parts but cannot have children, that makes them not real women then?
No, so that's what I was getting to that. Obviously, that's an health issue or some type of issue that they have health wise. But if they didn't have that health issue, they would be able to have children. You know exactly what I mean.
So then
You
what
said
would
what
you?
a,
So then what would
a
you
woman,
categorize?
because,
Because wait,
because I
wait,
think you were
wait.
trying to. So, all right. So when you said what an original woman is, oh, you were like, oh, I don't know what an original woman is.
Yes.
That is kind of throwing us in the same category as a trans woman
I'm
because
not,
you know
not at
exactly
all.
what a
No, 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 no. Pause. Stop. The reason why I say I don't know what an original woman is because we are talking about there are people out here with the genes and the chromosomes of what we consider men who are presenting as women and vice versa. This is not throwing y'all in the category of any of that. There are people out there who do have medical conditions. And if you make a statement like, oh, you have to be able to have children without all these surgeries, that makes you an original woman. But there's a woman out there who has everything you have but has to get the surgery. Then what if she's not an original
because
woman?
that's it
And
because
then
it's a
also,
it's
what is a
a health
woman? What is a man who's out there presenting as a man, but also has ovaries, titties, gynecomastia, and everything presenting with the genes and chromosome born as woman? Because before we come out the womb, we are all females. And then everything starts to change in X, Y, and Z. So I'm asking you, that's why I say, what is an original woman?
a female. You're like you said, you're born a female. You know, you're able to have, and like I said, you're saying that you're trying to state that, okay, what about the women that they have issues having children? That's because they have health issues. You know, it's not like they don't have no health issues. It's just that they're a trans woman. They're trying to be able to have a, I've been hearing that they have all this technology where trans women can have babies, whatever. And that's what I was referring to. But what I'm saying is, I'm speaking of females. You're born a female.
Well, because Big Nunu, we look at Alizé for example. Alizé is a transgender woman who is married to a transgender man, but the transgender man is presenting as a man but has ovaries and is now pregnant and going to have children. So when we're talking about this in social constructs and gender and all of that, I'm looking at what you're saying. I'm trying to figure out what you would categorize as an original woman because there's so many things that people say makes a woman an original woman, but then there's so many things that these people who are being called original women don't have that
So you're saying
original
that a
women do have.
trans man had a child. That's what you said,
A
right?
trans, yes, a trans man, and but also there's trans
But
people, but
but
also
he
there's
was
trans people.
born female.
But
Is
but
I,
also Big
he's
Nunu. But also Big Nunu. There's females that are born with the genetics and the chromosomes of men, and then vice versa. So that's what I'm saying. So because you guys are talking about originality, you're talking about born as. So someone who's presenting as something else but was born that, is that an original woman as well? I'm literally asking
um
that. And there's
yeah,
intersex. There's
a
hermaphrodite. There's
okay,
so many terms.
a trans man before they did their transition was a
But
female.
I'm not talking
That's
about that.
why
Because we're talking about
I can,
biologically. We're talking about you guys' focus is born as. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. I was just answering your question about what's an original woman. I didn't really understand what you were, what you were referring to. That's why I wanted clarification on what you meant by that. I don't know if you were trying to throw us in the same
No, no, no,
category
no,
as
no, no, no. Because I
women.
was trying to
Yeah,
understand what you guys meant as, and please understand, I'm not trying to throw anybody in any categories. I'm just trying to understand because a lot of times when we have these conversations, people are so headstrong and stuck on one thing that they think is that, and I like to throw in all these scenarios of real life things that kind of break those things down to show them that what they're saying is not 100% the concrete thing of people out there because there are hermaphrodites, there's intersex, there's different genetic chromosomes, there's people presenting such as. So when we're using these terms, that's why I have these conversations to kind of educate people and educate myself so people understand that that is not the ends all, the ends all. Because a lot of people, Big Nunu, think that an original woman is a bitch who can have kids. And when I say bitch, I'm not, I'm not coming at y'all like the other man was like
but I
black bitch,
understand
but
what you're saying.
a lady who can have kids and just that's and got the titties and the ovaries and all of that, and then they
Well,
gag and
basically,
hoot.
a female, original woman is a female, is born a female. That's what I meant by that. But a lot of us, don't want to be inclusive. We do not, because you got to understand when you're a female, it is a lot that comes with that. And I just feel like some trans women don't understand that. It's easy to get the hair, the lashes, get the surgeries and all that. But at the end of the day, you're not seeing your period every month, going through going through this shit for 7 days every fucking month. When you have children, you're not going through that shit where for 9 months you're carrying a child. Like it
But
comes a lot with being a
you do
female
know,
and
and we're
being
not
a.
taking, we'll never take away from the woman's experience, but also the
And
woman.
I feel like that's what, and I feel like that's what's going on though
Well, thank you for
in
your honesty, but
society.
also I want to be.
I feel like people are taking that away from females. Period. Even I didn't even know about this. What these extra the holes? Oh, birthing person. What the fuck is a birthing person? That shit pisses me the fuck off.
But also you can't say that because you don't know the transgender experience, and also you do know that inclusivity is not a bad thing,
But
right?
but the thing is, but the thing is, I'm not even talking about that community anymore. I'm talking about us
I
women,
know, but
us
you
females.
do know because you said I don't want to be inclusive and separatist and but you do know
But why
inclusivity.
do we have to be why but why?
Okay,
Like
so let me
why
ask you something.
just like
Okay, so
how you got the
let me just put this in
well, you
layman's
got
terms.
the LGBTQ community.
Wait. This is why
Why
this
do
is
we have to be inclusive with
okay. So
that?
then
Is
why
what I'm
so
saying.
so so then why do white people gotta fuck with black people?
No, but that's totally different.
Why is that
I don't
different?
listen. That the race stuff and the gender stuff is to me that's different because honestly, this white and black shit,
You know
that
what
shit is
inclusivity
nothing.
is, right?
Wait,
You
that
know what
white and
inclusivity is, Big Nunu.
well, that white and black shit, that shit to me personally, that shouldn't even be separated. Like this is a fucking human race, period. I'm the type that I believe in human race, not black race, white race, Asian race. That shit is dumb as fuck. But when it comes to gender, we should just be who we are, period. Like I said, the trans community, they have their own thing and I respect that. Don't try coming making us change, calling us birthing person, um bonus
That's the
holes,
straight people,
all
Big
this
Nunu. That's not
extra
the
stuff.
trans.
I feel like that shit is disrespectful and
That's
it's kind of downing us as women
the
or
straight
as
the
females.
straight people made that up. But wait a minute, Big Nunu. I'm gonna drop you down after because you're entitled to.
Okay.
Do you know what inclusivity means? Like
Meaning that you're a part of something.
yeah, the general term. So that is not something that is specifically catered toward sex, ethnicity, race, gender. It is an overlying umbrella. That means including you and putting you and adding you to the community in whatever way, shape, or form. So that when I said that, when I was talking about ethnicity, if you said you don't want to be inclusive in terms of that, and you're entitled to that, I'm not taking that away, then I can usually say this. What I was making an example of is I was saying then people don't have to use inclusivity when it comes to race, sexuality, gender, ethnicity, you being a woman, you being respected with wages, you being, and a lot of the things that people are fighting for.
I
Inclusivity
mean,
is
I
something.
mean, I mean, people don't. If you they don't want to be inclusive, say you're a white person, you don't want to be inclusive with black people. That's your personal feelings. That's what you want, and it should be respected. You can't be like, oh, you're wrong for feeling that way. If they don't want to be inclusive with other races, you can't force that on them, whether you feel like personally that's wrong or not. And like I said, I don't want to be inclusive with the trans community. I don't. Not that I feel like I'm better than them. I just don't want to be inclusive with that. So that means that we have to deal with all this extra pronouns and adjectives and all this extra shit that they're going to come up with in the future. We just have to deal with it. And it's going to get to a point where, you know, being a woman is not even respected. Anybody could be a woman. Anybody could be this. Anybody could be that. Like I just feel like a lot of things are not being respected how it's supposed to be. And that's all I'm saying. Like I don't want to be inclusive with that.
Just say that to say, and I'll use you as an example, Big Nunu. In any shape, way, or form, if anyone does not want to be inclusive with any category of people, I never let them come up to me and say how upset they were that white people treated them a certain way, black people treated them a certain way, the job, the minimum wage, taking away pregnancy, my body, my choice, just all those types of things. Because I only say that because if we're going to look at it one way in terms of inclusivity, because of a specific ethnicity, gender, race, that's for everybody, not just Big Nunu, I'm speaking in general, then that goes across the board. Because a lot of times I do have a lot of people who will come to my live and they will be extremely racist towards other black people, or not saying Nunu was, or transphobic or whatever, but then on the flip side, the next day come to my live and be like, that's right, the white man treats us wrong, or the gays be whatever, or you know what I'm saying? So, some things are just being overlooked and it's wrong. What's being overlooked looks A+. What do you mean? Hold up, C's. You can still be
Oh
respectful, not want to
God.
be never called you disrespectful, never called you racist. I never called you homophobic, none of those things, Big Nunu. And once again, over here, I appreciate the honesty and people are entitled to your opinion. That's just my opinion on that look on things. Because I have a lot of people who come to me who will be like, the white people be blah, blah, blah. And then will be like, but I fucking hate the gays. And I'm like, okay. Go ahead.
Hmm. I don't know where to start. I'm gonna do my best. So I think that in society, when
Google
we
me hoe is
approach
inclusivity.
people,
That's what we're talking about.
when we approach people in society, whether it's school, work, home, grocery store, wherever, there needs to be a level of respect and there needs to be a level of safety, right? Period. Respect is calling you whatever the fuck you want me to call you at that time. If I don't see it, I don't see it. I don't see a woman, but it's okay, miss. And I'm going to go about my fucking day. Now, if a man comes up to me and I'm with Cherry the Boom and he says, yo, your homegirl, is that a woman? I'm going to say, no, that's a trans woman. Or I'm going to say, why don't you go ask her? Right? Because if I go and I say, yeah, that's a woman, she calls herself a woman, and he goes over there and finds a dick hanging between her legs, and he fucks her up, Robert,
Yeah, but why? If she calls
that's
herself a
the
woman,
safety
but see
part.
that I got a problem with that. If she calls
Uh-huh.
herself a woman, that's not your place to go and tell somebody else that that's a trans woman, and that's where some of the divide is. That's a
Hmm.
problem. If he goes and fucks
So it's
her up,
either going to
hold
be,
up, Kaney, hold up, hey, let me just say something.
I'm
If
listening.
she decides to tell him whatever she decides to tell him, that's her place. That's her responsibility. That's her choice. That's not your choice. That's not your place. That's not your tea to spill, because you don't want somebody coming up asking them questions about you and them saying to you, she's a drug addict, she's got 3 kids, or she has cancer,
Gotta
or
be
she
a
has
lie.
chlamydia or herpes.
It'll be a
That's
lie.
the problem,
It'll be
Kenny.
a lie. It'll be a lie if they say that about me, and that's fine.
No,
Like
but
I
that's
said,
not your
it's either going to
place.
be this
That's why
or it's going to be
that's
that.
causing some of the
It's either
divide,
I'm
Kenny.
going to protect. I'm going to protect a black man that comes up to me and says, "Hey, is this and this and this and that?" Because if I let somebody trick him, they die.
That's not your place, though. That's not your
Okay,
place.
listen, Robert. Anyway, it's selective. It's when it happens, if it happens. It never happened to me. I doubt it will ever happen to me. I'm not in those doors. I'm not in those places anyway. I'm not. I'm not. So it will never happen. Period. Um. Now I can't go around and say that I'm an Asian woman. I'm not. I can't go around and say that I'm a police officer. I'm not.
Hold up, Kanisha. Hold up, Kanisha. Sorry. First of all, that's her verbiage and she wants to use that, whatever. But not every trans person sitting here is not tricking everybody. Not every trans person is up here
No.
lying about.
No.
I'm not saying you, Kanisha. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying I know she was speaking. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all cut the shit out. Hold up, Kanisha. That's not y'all's fucking place. Mind your business. If somebody's up there, if they want to be, if y'all sitting up here right now in my live talking about y'all don't want to be called cis. So if a trans woman is up there saying that they are a woman, and then respect them and let them be called a woman, and you call them what they want to be called. Otherwise, your ass is getting called cis if you don't want to be called cis. That's it, and that's all.
I respect it. It's dialogue. We need to have it. We need to, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. I've never been put in the position, but I believe that I would protect, sir, before you go over there and da 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 da.
But maybe I won't handle it that way because you say it's not the best
I would
way,
hope
and
not, Kanisha. I would hope not.
I should respect
I
her.
think you should.
Okay,
I just think
that'll make me second guess it.
I just think, Kanisha, if you know that, instead of worrying about
Mhm.
that man, and I get, and I'm not taking away you being like, I just don't want this black man to be tricked. I don't want him to be hurt or her
Mm.
to be hurt. That is a grown
Mhm.
individual. That is their experience. And even if you have love for someone, let them figure that out, or lead them to having a deeper conversation. But it's not our place to just spill someone's
Mhm.
tea, because that could also get someone hurt just because there are men out there that will kill or beat up or do the same thing to a trans woman just because you told their tea. So just understand
Well,
that
we
while
know
you think
that.
you might be helping a man by telling him that,
Mhm.
you also might be taking someone's life. That person's grown, and maybe you, instead of going and telling them, it would be easier for you to go to the trans person and say, listen, girl, I just letting you know he's feeling you. I think you should let him know earlier on, just because he can get a little blah blah blah. Those types of things, because it's just not our place.
Mhm.
Let those people. If we don't want to be called, if you don't want to be called sis, and you want to be respected as your whatever verbiage, if somebody's presenting themselves as such, it's not right for us to say I don't want to be called sis, but then go around and tell somebody else that we want them to know that somebody is actually this. That's just not fair.
Mhm. Mhm. I also agree with you with women not wanting to be grouped up in the community. They just don't. I mean, I'm not saying that that's me. I can care less. I am who I am. You are who you are. It is what it is. However, what I did notice when we were younger, growing up as black babies, right? Black girls, right? Our parents would tell us, you're a strong black woman. This is what you can do. This is the power that you hold in this country, in this society, X, Y, and Z. You hold it with pride. You hold it with your head up. Right? That's what we was told, right? Now somebody else or a trans gets to come in and say, I'm that too. I think that's what black women are having a problem with. That's what we had. When we were being raised, there were trans people, right? I think that now that a lot of the trans people can get surgeries and get this and get that and look more like biological women, I think now it's time for them to like put it in our face, like, yes, now we can call ourselves women and we'll just be there. We'll just sit right up under y'all and be, women. And I'm not saying this is for me, Robert. I'm saying I'm looking at the black women. I'm looking at my grandmother that, is Haitian. I'm looking at my other grandmother that's African. They not going for none of this shit. So, but we have to get with the times, and hopefully the youth will figure it out. That's really for them to figure it out. It's not really for us to figure it out. It's going to be more advanced. It's going to be taught. It's going to be in workplaces. It's going to be everywhere. So I think that it's just time to sit back and just listen. And I listened to you because I respect what you said.
I respect
I
you for
think
that.
that's what it's time. That's what it's time for. Shut the fuck up, looks plus A.
Yeah, hold up, because I see a lot of y'all in the comments saying, so I'm not supposed to sit back and tell my brother or sister or whatever, my cousin or nephew, that someone is trans. No, you're not. You're supposed to mind your fucking business. Let me tell you why. Because you don't get to sit up here and call somebody and expose, because that's exposing somebody else, but then turn around on the opposite side and be a hypocrite and say, don't call me this because I'm not ready for it. Don't sit here and spill somebody else's shit. So you're not supposed to do that, comments. And I'm gonna stick firm on that. That's hypocritical as fuck. And then that's why some of y'all sit out there and y'all gag when these trans women sit up there and then they throw their shit in y'all's face. And then they talk about how jealous y'all are. And then they take y'all's niggas. You're not supposed to do that. That's not right. No. Y'all don't do that. So if somebody wrote in the comments, so I'm not supposed to tell my cousin or my brother that that person is trans. No, you're not. You're not, because that's outing them. And outing them could get them killed, you killed. So it's okay to trick straight men. Where are y'all getting this tricking from? See, when we're having these conversations, y'all have to immediately stop taking y'all's personal shit and throwing that in there. Do you know how many trans women will be comfortable with a man and then eventually tell them when they're ready before they go through things? If a trans woman tells a man to the point where it gets serious and that man flips out and reacts, that's their fault. That's their experience. That's them. But you sitting up here, we were literally just talking about a man saying that they're interested in a woman, and y'all not even motherfucking letting that man interact with that woman to find out himself. And y'all telling the man that that's a trans woman. Where do y'all have in y'all's mind that that's y'all's place? And that's why there's a divide. Because of shit like that. Because of y'all doing shit like that. And then I'm going to say this to every single one of you women in the comments. Every single one of you women in the comments who thinks it's okay to do something like that, I don't want to hear y'all coming up here telling me how y'all don't want to be here called sis. Don't tell it to me, because that's the most hypocritical shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. You're sitting here literally outing someone. You're literally exposing someone and calling them out of what they're presenting themselves and turning around and saying, I don't want to be called something that's inclusive. So y'all don't want to be called something that is literally inviting you in to recognize and be whatever it is, but you think it's okay to sit here and tell someone who's interested in someone else that that person who's presenting is not what they're presenting as. That's crazy. And you don't know if that man would snap. You don't know if that man will beat that trans girl. There has been niggas out here who just hearing shit like that will leave a bar and kill a trans woman. Y'all could kill someone by doing that. If you don't want to be called cis, you don't have to be called cis. That's not, I don't care about all that. That's not what I'm talking about. This is hypocrisy. Yeah, they should be honest, but give them the right to be honest. Who the fuck are y'all to sit here? You shouldn't be doing it for them. That's like you bitches who, and I'm gonna say bitches now. That's like you bitches who sit out here and out y'all's motherfucking cousins and these motherfuckers who out their friends or the family members who out. That's not your fucking place. People commit suicide for shit like that. That's not your fucking place. Stop taking y'all's projection of how y'all feel because y'all want to protect someone and putting someone else in danger. That's sick. That's not calling it what it is, Summertime. I got to disagree with you, baby. And if you feel like that's calling it what it is, then don't gag when someone calls you cisgender, because cisgender means biological woman. So if it's calling it what it is, cis, Summertime, you are a cisgender woman since we calling it what it is. Facts are facts. The double standard is crazy that y'all are having. I think we need a straight man's opinion on this. You know, the thing about it is I enjoy women and I enjoy men, and we've had straight men's opinion on this in this live. And straight men on this opinion who like women are watching. Will is in here. He's been commenting up and down. We've had straight men come up in here. My sexuality and my preference does not have anything to do with this opinion that I'm having. My opinion that I'm having is based off of y'all are being hypocritical. Y'all are thinking it's okay to out someone, but then gagging when you're giving someone else a terminology they're not living by, and then being hypocrites and flipping around and do the same exact thing. Y'all sound crazy to me. I love y'all. You're right, but if someone calls me cis, then I will call them trans. I'm not talking about that, Summertime. I'm not talking about that. You just said it is what it is. If you out somebody and give somebody and tell your brother or your sister, that's a man, or that's a trans. And then you flip around and you say, I don't want to be called cis, which is, it is what it is. The term a biological woman born, this hypocrisy. That's not y'all's play.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Hold on, let me turn down my radio. Well, this topic is definitely needed. Discussion like this is most definitely needed. I'm a straight man. I respect everybody. If a gay person need my helping hand, I'm gonna ride or die for them regardless. I know my sexuality and I know what it is. But most straight guys can tell if it's a trend or not. And most of the time, I'm going to speak for me. If I got to question it, I'm not going to approach it. So now I don't need nobody walking up to me telling me, "Hey, yo, that's a trend." I'm already hip to the game. So that's how I operate. But most of the time, it's like I give everybody the respect. Like, hey, if you need my jacket off my back, I'm going to most
But let me ask you
definitely
this as a straight man.
respect you. Go
Let me
ahead.
ask you this as a straight man as you're up here and we're having this conversation. Do you think it's right for a woman to out a trans woman? If your bro came up to you and say, "Yo, I'm feeling her," and now mind you, we're having this conversation about being called cisgender. Women are saying they don't want to be called cis woman. But do you think it's
Right.
right for a woman if you come up to a woman and you say, "Yo, what's up with your chick right over there?" And then they say to you, "That's a trans woman," and out them completely. Do you think that that is appropriate
Honestly,
for them to do that, or do you think that you should go up and find that out yourself? And especially if people are not wanting to be called cis, because that to me sounds hypocritical. That to me sounds like you don't want to be called cisgender, but you labeling somebody else who might not want to be called that. They don't want to be called a man. They standing there presenting as a woman. Go ahead.
and the way I'm going to answer this is you're putting that person and that individual in danger. So at that point, it's not your place, nor is it your position to sit up there and speak on it. You could have simply just told that individual, like, hey, yo, you go ahead and ask. It's not my place. Separate yourself from it. It's not that hard. If you got to question it, let that person question
Now they say, not they saying you in the closet. Now because y'all he don't agree with y'all. Now you in the closet.
it. I got two baby boys. I love the mother of my kids, man. She is the queen of my life.
I'm curious.
But I respect it, man. Hey, yo, it is what it is. Some of these folks need to get out their feelings and just. Every battle is not meant to be fight, but I'm most definitely gonna fight for my women and for everybody, for humankind.
Okay, hold up. I see a lot of y'all. I'm gonna let some. Sorry.
Well, thank
Here's a
you.
straight
You
man.
know I'm
Shut
a
up, hot
senior
cinnamon.
citizen up here. So let's just go into the dictionary right quick. So the term was coined in 1994. It was designed in 1974 by a sexologist who was doing some experimental behavioral clinical shit on children. And that is a fact. There's an abstract and some more shit for it. Looking right at it. And you can catch that on the NIH.gov website. The other thing is that the etymology dictionary allowed it to be a part of their vocabulary list in 2011. Oxford accepted it in 2015. Now, when we on the personal side, as a woman, a mother of children, whether we can bear children or not, we have a reproductive system. Some are operable and some are not. We are biological women. We only request that if you don't want to be disrespected, don't disrespect us. You don't see it as a disrespectful term. We see it as a disrespectful term. We see fish as a disrespectful term. There are trans experience on this app that have referred to us black women as bleeding bitches. Hence, Bay Sade. And we just don't have that part. We don't have time for this kind of shit. Now, we're being clapped at right now by black men who say, oh, y'all were accepting them. Ha ha ha. This is y'all's karma. I got proof of it right now because somebody was talking this shit to me all night. And I haven't said anything whatsoever have you about any community whatsoever. I mind my business, but I'm being attacked by people on my friends list about some shit, other shit that don't have nothing to do with me. But nonetheless, if a woman says to you, and especially a black woman says, please do not call me this, don't call them that. Their nickname is. Their name is not cisgender. If you go to the origin of this, of studying sexual behavior, deviant behavior of children, I kind of don't want to be a part of that. Absolutely freaking not. So, and again, that's on the NIH.gov website. It's right there. So
Oh shit, I don't think she was finished. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I thought that, oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No.
So I just want to come back and say this because this is the most craziest part about this whole situation is that you have marginalized communities within marginalized communities sitting here arguing amongst each other what they want to be called
It's
when at
called
the
the
end of the
Oppression
day,
Olympics.
but listen, at the end of the day, they want us all dead. Okay? So it don't matter what you want to be called, a dogfish, a guppy, a gup. If you are black, you gay, you black, you trans, you black and you straight, okay? Can y'all look around at what's going on out right here in these United States of America? A lot of y'all better wake the fuck up for real. Cause we sitting around here having arguments like this when there's some real shit going on out here. And it's no shade. Not at all. Like not at all. For real. Like especially what's going on in this country right now. When every other week y'all seeing major rights getting overturned, the buck don't stop at just the LGBT rights. And I feel like a lot of people think it does. And no, baby, they coming for it all. And a lot of y'all better get ready and buckle up. Cause y'all too worried about the trans women this and trans men this and not being called this and what the gay people doing and what's going on over here. Baby, black people in general as a whole are next on the chopping block. So get ready. And it's no shade. And another thing we need to be doing is be listening to it more, being more empathetic because all we have at the end of the day is each other. Literally. All we got is each other.
Just say, well, I'm gonna drop you down, but let me just say this. It would be nice, but that's not the world we live in. Bitch, you come at me, I'm coming at your ass. I don't give a fuck about being together, loving each other, all that shit. Bitch, you try me, I'm getting your ass together and I'm gathering you. I mean, and let the poor people go, and then I'm logging off.
no problem. Back to my point. I don't give a fuck what you do in your personal life. That's your goddamn life. I pay my own fucking bills. Nobody does a fuck thing for me. But respect is respect. I don't disrespect anybody because of whatever it is that they want to do with their life. Because it ain't my business. I'm not fucking you. You not fucking me. We ain't doing none of that. If we cool, we cool. I mind my business. But respect is respect. Don't call me that. You can call me May all day long. But if you don't want me to disrespect you, don't disrespect me. It's just a simple thing of respect. It has absolutely nothing to do with all of these terminologies, how you personally feel, and how I personally feel. Respect goes a long way, period.
All right. I think a lot of y'all are saying the same thing. I get what you're saying, Trolley is troll. Trolley is troll because I'm with you. I get it. I just don't have the same reaction. Trolley is troll said, that's the thing. We was minding our business, then boom, now we have a new term. I get that. I get that. I get that. And a lot of people are like, now hold the fuck up. Wait a minute, bitch. I get that. I get it. I get it because I be minding my business too. And it'd be like, well, Robert, yeah. No, it's been a term, but it's a new term for a lot of people. A lot of people who are ignorant. It's been a term, yeah. But now it's more inclusive. Now it's more in your face. Now it's more, it's been here. It's been here, yeah. So I get what they're saying when they're like, wait a minute, bitch, I was relaxing. I'm thank you, bro.
Okay, Robert, this is, I wanted to say this one last thing. What I
Okay, a bonus hole. What happened? God did what you said, girl. Oh, God did what you said, girl. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I just want to say I think that we live in a very sensitive world now. Everything is everybody's so sensitive about everything. Why can't we just respect each other? Like, I have friends of all walks of life. So everybody know how I talk. Like, if I got some tea, Zeus know I'm gonna be like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I just talk like that.
Wait a minute, wait a minute,
I
wait a
don't.
minute, Red. Wait a minute, Red. Big Nunu,
Uh,
you guys, and Troll. This is, hold up, let me meet you just a second. What you guys are doing is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I made the statement that people are ignorant. You guys are saying just because we don't agree doesn't mean we're ignorant. That doesn't all mean we're ignorant. Y'all are taking y'all's personal feelings and sensitivity, which is what she's talking about, and choosing that. Ignorance is not, I'm not calling y'all dumb. I'm not calling y'all stupid. I'm saying there's shit that y'all are uneducated about that you're making commentary on. I'm ignorant towards stuff. Stop taking everything and thinking it's so serious and personal in here. Otherwise, I wouldn't let y'all come up and give y'all opinion. I'm letting y'all disagree. Ignorance, I'm not calling y'all stupid. I'm not calling y'all dumb. I'm not calling y'all motherfuckers. Y'all ignorant. This shit y'all not educated about. We just had whole conversations about y'all and y'all didn't even know the definition. And there's 3 or 4 people, more than 3 or 4 at summertime, and a lot of y'all who are now like, wait a minute, I Googled, wait a minute, okay. Well, I see how, okay, well, everybody's ignorant to some degree at some point in time about something. Shit, that doesn't mean I'm disrespecting y'all. If I would have said you stupid, I would have said you stupid. Stop being sensitive, y'all. It's a conversation.
And conversations need to be had. How are you gonna ever understand anybody if you don't have these conversations? I have a friend, this bitch a law official. You know, I talk like that, I say bitch. Apparently she don't like when I say bitch, okay? Now, I can respect that. I can't promise you that I'm not gonna say it, but if I catch myself, I'm gonna bring it back and apologize because I know she don't like that.
I have a friend like that too.
Understand? So I can respect that. Like, I don't, Big Nunu don't speak for me because I don't feel like it is disrespectful. I don't need other people validations. I done had 2 9-pound babies. That is validation enough. I don't need that. So I don't see it as being disrespectful. The manner you bring it to me could be disrespectful, and I'm gonna give it back to you the same way you give it. But otherwise, other than that, I don't see it as being disrespectful because I don't need validation to say, yes, I'm a woman. I know I'm a woman. I bleed every fucking month. I had 2 9-pound babies, and goddamn it, shit. I mean, what the fuck? I don't need anything extra to be like, bitch, you're a woman. Duh. Thank you for letting me know that. I just don't need all that. And I'm not saying that Big Nunu is wrong because she's entitled to feel how she feels. You know, it is a group of women out there that's going to feel like that. But what I need the trans community to see is you had a lot of women that got up here and said they didn't see it as disrespectful, that they don't have a problem with it. It's only a problem in the manner you bring it, and y'all still focused on the negative. That's life. Whether you're gay, straight, male, female, you're gonna have some motherfuckers that don't agree with you. And so what? Keep going. Move the fuck on. Focus on the positive and not the negative. It's always gonna be some negative. You could say I'm a dummy and all of that shit. You're the real dummy that's closed-minded, that live in a fucking shoebox, okay? And I don't. I live in the real world. I see what the fuck I see. Everybody gotta find how to feel. You can't tell nobody how to feel, who to love, and who to be. You can't. Nobody can't tell you about fucking with that bum ass nigga.
Hold on, let me
So
say this.
you can't tell nobody that.
Hold up. Thank you, boo. Hold up. Norvian said something that was very true. Norvian said something that was very true. Norvian said, and I agree with you, Norvian, that's because friends made it comfortable to each other, but get mad when somebody else says it to them. I agree. I agree. If you've been around some of the trans girls and the LGBTQ community people, they do it to each other all the time, but then they get mad when somebody else does it. The trans and the LGBTQ community, some of them will be, girl, they will out and clock somebody else and then get mad when somebody else does it. It's the same thing with the black community. The black community will be sit up here and motherfucking use the term nigger and turn it into a term of endearment and call each other niggers and then say they own the word, but then get mad when somebody else is using it as a term of endearment, because there are white people and there are Spanish people who have grown up and used that word and use it as a term of endearment and do it. It's the same thing with the LGBTQ people. We will sit up there and we will be like, I've seen the trans girls out each other and think it's okay, but then gag and goop and be like, oh no, she's straight. She can't say that. Why? Why? Gatekeepers of words? Why? Keepers of actions? Why?
I get it. Robert, thank you so much for this conversation. But what I really wanted to say was, and there was so much truthful and transparency here. Thank y'all for all the comments. Working in DEI in this field and having these conversations every single day. It's very rare that I get to show my stance on this side, especially being a mediator in most of these conversations. I would have to say that being called a cis woman is something that I don't have a problem with being called, especially since I'm not a mother, so I don't have kids to reaffirm my my gender. Um and For the longest, I had ovarian and menstruation issues. So for a very long time, I couldn't even say, "Oh, I know I'm a woman because I bleed every month." So that was not a bragging point in me. I'm a woman for my perception of the world and where I stand and where my place and my being is in this world. And when I wake up in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror and baby, I know I'm a woman. I know I'm a woman because of how I nurture, how I take care of people. There's so many other identifiers that confirm my femininity than than my chromosomes or my ovaries or the fact that I'm childbearing. I feel as though this is just my honest point is that if trans women want to come onto the women wagon, come on over here because most of the women that the issues that we have, such as unequal pay, um, we're not paid equally. We're getting our rights to our birthing rights taken away from us, our identities in just society being stripped from us. If they want to come out here and picket on these fences with us and line up and hold hands and lock arms and go to these governmental entities with us, then come on girl, you want to take on this challenge goes far beyond having menstruation cramps every month. It goes far beyond childbearing every month. There's a whole nother struggle behind being a woman than just our physical just beings. We're so much more than that. We're mothers not because we birth children, but because of our nurturing capabilities. There are certain aspects of men that make them men. That masculinity, that being able to go out and let's go to the just prehistoric version of this, of being hunters and gatherers while women were preparers and home caretakers. There are characteristics of us that we openly see to where even when we're talking about, not to name drop Cherry, because I see some of Cherry's perspectives, even a broken clock is right twice a day. But what I'm saying is that even with Cherry wants to be or would like to be identified as a woman. That's fine, cool. I'll call you a woman when I associate myself with you. But at the same time, when baby girl goes off, you hear and you feel that masculine energy roar up out of her. Okay? So we have different things that identify us far beyond biological things as women. And if you know internally that you're a woman, regardless of what anyone else calls you, a person can walk up to me now and say, "You a man." I ain't gonna fight you. You know why? Because I'm gonna walk off of here and I'm gonna still know I'm a woman through and through. You have to be reassured in yourself. And once you give yourself that empathy and that grace, you're able to give it to other people. That's all I had to say, Robert, and your edges are fading.
Okay. Well, that was her perspective. There you go. And see, here y'all go. And a lot of y'all was triggered by that because a lot of y'all have been going around saying, I'm a woman because I bleed and I have kids. That's a different take. And a lot of y'all was about to jump down her throat because of it. Her take on it is doesn't, baby, I don't have bleed. I don't have ovulation. But I embody what I believe a woman, my perception of that is. Social construct, obviously, but that's what she believed, which is the nurturing, the caregiving, the femininity, and that's her perspective. But a lot of y'all have been attacking this argument with, bitch, I bleed and I produce children. So, that's why I had these conversations to open it up, because there's plenty of ways to be able to do that. Because then if that's the case for her, then she's going to look at some of these transgender women and be like, girl, I'm going to call you a woman because you're embodying all those things. It's about more than just bleeding and pushing out kids. There's plenty of different ways to look at this scenario. Why are you saying help? Let me help you with a good old kick. Okay, whatever.
Godzooks, if women had so much of a problem with labels and the names of everything, why aren't you so mad that your name is woman and female? It's together with the same type of people that you're arguing with. That's number one. Menstruation. I mean, you name it. All right, put that aside. Point number two, put your big panties on, right? At one time, we were all parthenogenesis. That means that we used to procreate without a male at all at one time, right? Guess what? That time is over. We evolved. And guess what that's called? That's called epigenetics. And our genes change and they accommodate to our environments. So guess what? Yes, you're going to have people that are not, I say people because I don't want to say boy, girl. We evolved to our environments, the foods that we eat, everything in our environment changes our genetics. It really does. So if you really want to get a further background on why people are this way or that way now than they weren't back then, we evolved. That is the process of life, right? That's number one. And then all this upset, all this nonsense about trends and all this, it's a learned behavior. Like you have to understand there's a narrative behind this. It's a bigger picture. There's profitable agendas. There's a whole bunch of agendas on to separate us. You have to be mindful of the undertones. Like how can you argue about trans when your name, your label is a woman and a female? Just with that alone, I just want to say that. I mean, what do you think, Rob?
That I'm glad to have learned some things today. I'm glad to have had conversation with y'all. I'm glad that y'all learned some things today. I'm glad to have agreed and disagreed.
Hi, love.
Hey, boo.
I wanted to ask you a quick question. Um, when has this world been so stuck on sexuality? Growing up in the 90s, like, I noticed people's sexuality now defines them. It's not their talents, traits, and like, we should just all respect everybody's individuality, but be more than what your sex drive is or what you feel inside. I don't go around prancing, I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. Like, you see what you get what you see and then keep it moving. I'm more than what my sexuality is and everything else. So that's where I think, and it's just like racism, like
I'm more than my color.
separate us constantly. So
Yeah.
that's what we just need to realize and respect each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz. Well, listen, I hope y'all enjoyed. I will be, of course, Cuddy Booty came in. She banged TKO just out the gate. Okay. I hope that y'all enjoyed something today. Thank you for agreeing to disagree. Thank you for disagreeing to agree. Thank you for having great conversation. For the trolls, the family members, if you guys want to join this family, just click my badge and add it. Tap the badge and just add. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, and it was great. And, we have so many. I told y'all, we have straight men in here. We got gay men. We got transgender women, black women, black men. We just got, and we have some, more extreme opinions. And then we had some more, baseline opinions. And we all, it is what it is. But I want y'all to leave here just trying to get a better understanding. And just understand that I would never come at y'all for, like I said, there's people who don't want to be inclusive. There's people who do want to be inclusive. There's people who, use certain terminology. There's people who won't use terminology. There's people who handle things differently from other people. I just know that I love you all. And thank you for taking the time to have conversation. It's a melting pot. That's what it is. So you need to have this topic again. Yeah, I like these types of topics. It's always good, you know. Okay, so I do these once in a while, but tomorrow we'll do call-ins. I was supposed to do a call-in, so I'll do call-ins tomorrow. Please understand, my black queens, you are beautiful. My black kings, you're beautiful. My white kings, white queens, Spanish, whatever the fuck you want to be called. I love y'all down. Y'all all beautiful. Please, please, please get some rest, get some sleep. Stay safe, y'all. It's really hot out there in this heat wave. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you in Jersey. Thank you, Nunu. I appreciate you. Thank you, Hot Cinnamon. Fuck you, Anal Cream. Thank you for everybody's commentary. I know y'all was banging in the comments, and so I didn't want to kick any of y'all because I wanted y'all to all fill a place. And just know over here, it's okay to agree to disagree. Sometimes you might get to yelling, sometimes you might get to screaming, sometimes you might be, but it's all love. We all family over here. So thank you. And if you guys want to join the family, just click that badge, J Vegas, click that goddamn badge and drop that fidelity. And Savage, I'm here, baby. I'm here. Make sure you follow me. So we a family, y'all. So families for gifters, hosts, trolls, anybody. If you just tap the screen or share, you know, we up here. We're entered into a tournament. Period. We're entered. Thank you, love. We're entered into it. I only have like 12 boxes out. If I want to get 2.5, I don't know if I want to. We start a tournament next month, you guys, and we're already entered in our slot. Thank you, lovely Liz. For our family already has a slot in the tournament. This is our first fucking time, and it's a high rebate. So I'll join when I start. Adam, get your ass over here so I can make you a host. It's our first time in a tournament with families, so we with all these other high-end families and these new families. So I'm gonna make a motherfucking impact. So I can't wait to wear and tear when we have our motherfucking shit. Robert, been following you. You just name adjustment. Let me know if you need. Oh, baby, I will. We gonna need all of y'all, even if you're in the family or not, child. I need a new device. Get a new device, Adam. I've been waiting for you. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all later.